Hello everybody and welcome to Low Ink, the April 2024 editions here. My name is Kyung, with me on the mic is Lila, and we are kicking off April 2024 with a bang, especially with the new patch and new everything basically. This is gonna be a lot of fun. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing very fine. I'm glad I woke up and get ready for this, because it is going to be Krill Streak and the bar, and look at the roster difference on these teams already here, Keon.
If you look, 8 is greater than 4. We'll give you that. But yeah, roster differences here. Krill Streak has a crazy assortment player, so I wouldn't be surprised if we get to see all of them all at once. The bar only fielding in their 4 with Kyo, Zeko, Rashion, and Spec. By the way, a little interesting quirk here with this particular Low Link is 2 groups this go around.
Oh yeah, right.
Group stages. So this not your typical Low Link you get to see often, but this will be a lot of fun to keep an eye on. We're gonna be covering Group A to get things started, and yeah, we get to see and here are all the teams that we have seen so far. Basically, 120 plus teams and counting.
There's definitely a lot of very feasible names up here. Squid S, Ultra Kill, rebranding from Josephalopod, Helvetica. And then there's Just Squidding as well, actually making a very strong appearance here. And honestly, it's one of my fan favorites.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm really excited to see a handful of other teams again. Black Squid, Inkberg, team I definitely remember before along with Blake Spruter, going to be called out here by somebody down the road for that sort of thing, and Cosmic Latte making their return. Ink Floyd also huge shout out to them. But those are the teams that we got from Group A. But let's take a look at the first. Actually, correction. Let's go to Group B. Actually, I think I actually like this better. Gotta work on the fly. I knew this was gonna happen. Don't worry. We got Arrows of Fire and Clairvoyance also showcasing Group B along with Diamond Rays and many other names. Any teams that strikes out to you in Group B? Yeah,
definitely. Looking at the bottom right as well, like that's a very familiar name when I was still playing Combat like half a year ago. Joestarfish, Joestarfish is kind of coming back out once again in Low Ink. They used to be very dominant, like very fast climbing all those ranks out of LSL and FTIU and such, but haven't seen them around since then, so it's really refreshing to see them. And it's also some of my friends over on Squid Sushi as well. Very fun team to always watch over every time I watch them play.
Yeah, definitely. Sheer Cold and Hibiscus were also 2 other teams. Zestfest, everybody has their eyes on Zestfest this entire weekend as well. Keep an eye out on Zestfest throughout the weekend, see how they perform. Of course, though, the Gauntlet in day 1 is always gonna be the toughest part. You gotta play 6 matches. The first matchup will be these 3. By the way, play all 3 will be this case, so every team will have to play all 3 to kick off this group stage. First map being Crab Lake Capital Clan Blitz, which normally, before the patch dropped, I would normally say Kraken would be very strong. They tweaked Kraken. Now, if you make the jump to the Kraken location, it'll be where the recall is. So, not very high chances that can happen. We'll talk about that. But we'll talk about that later. The bar spawns in as the green team. Already spawned some weapons.
Ooh.
Yep, already some weapons spawned in. Krill Streak's on purple. ZF. What do you see here, Lila?
I love this. I love both of these teams' comps. They have an S-Blast that was newly buffed on the 50 hit radius, and as well on Krill Streak, you have one of the main weapons that I just constantly play with. It's just ZF. Strong weapon, right? You have wall and you have strikes to be able to get your team in, and the additional power that you have for the one shot, but it doesn't look too great for Krill Streak already at the opening here.
Yeah, the opening just a little bit slow there, but both teams just gonna go 2 down. Just gonna collecting clams to get things started. Just the lone sniper from the bar, but it will just be a quick little escape. So the cooler's just burned off just like that. Gives Krill Streak some control around mid. They should be able to make their way upwards. So I'm actually gonna. So while the both teams are kind of figuring out the clam stuff right out of the gate with the first power clam spawned in. I'd like to see how much value they can get out of the S-Blast as well with the Booyah Bomb, trying to see how this plays out. I think that's the weapon I'm kind of eyeing on, as Krill Streak's still trying to continue with their push up ahead.
Yeah, I like this idea from Ace, though. Already popping that crap, going top right, letting their team to push off of it. But that S-Blast double hits, gets the kill onto it, successfully stopping the push after 1 power clamp has going in on the side of the bar. Now 20 points on the board. That's the standard for Krill Streak to keep going, or the bar to be taking it back, you know?
Yeah, and the big thing to keep in mind there, where the crab was planted, pretty much painted up the space that they needed in order to get that push to start. But it's just a one and done push because everybody just went down way too quick. I like the idea. I bet that Krill Streak would like to get a little bit more points on the board when that occurred. But on the side of the bar, they get the free clam. Anywho, they did pop up the cooler, but it looks like they're not going to move too far ahead. Going to be focusing on pulling the territory.
Yeah, good jump out for there. Nautilus as well on the side of the bar. It's just gonna save your life a little bit longer, and you can reset your groups, trying to push up together with the specials ready soon to go, because the bar, looking at it, almost 3 players have their special ready. The shot has the Zuka ready. The Booyah Bomb is already up and going as well. So here comes those Zukas, and finds one on the top side of it with that cooler. They're gonna sure to be able to get this push down, right, Keon?
Well, it ultimately depends. They just have the trip strikes. At that point, they did carve out the pass with the use of that Booyah Bomb there. Now they're just trying to move right up, and they get the one power clamp in, but will they get the second one? Doesn't look like it will be the case. There's just not enough space to move up just yet. I lied. Spec just swam up there, gets the one clamp in already. They're gonna use the S-Flash, try to paint around the ledge to get one more, but they're not gonna get another push in. Does a quick little lead change, not big enough though. It's just 1+1 for the push.
1+1 is already a lead. Like 77 with 23 points on the board is going to be enough for them to hold the advantage at the moment. So as much as they want to, they can play a little bit more passive than Krill Streak is, but not passive enough for them, because those strikes are coming in to try and let Prism on this Viper to go in. Unfortunately, it's going to get traded out immediately, and those coolers are ready to go for the side of the bar, but it's already being dunked on by that Squeezer's free shot there. It's such a powerful weapon, Keon.
And I need to see how else they're gonna take advantage of the specials that they got available. Trizuka lands. That's a pretty nifty shot right under the grates. Actually clears out 2, but is there gonna be a power clamp inside? Doesn't look like there will be. There you go. You got the sniper that picks up one of them, and it looks like Squid got stuck in some sort of location there. Just gonna be 2 down, but I think this push might be slowed up just a bit, maybe enough to get themselves in, and that will be Keo going to jump right in. They're gonna pop the Booyah Bomb, get 2 power clamps in. The bar clears out enough space. Booyah Bomb doesn't find anybody else, but it pushes everybody back just a bit, which should clear up more if they can get some more clamps in. But I think the sniper is going to have some other ideas before they try to push up ahead. It's 45 points main. The bar extends the lead.
Extends the lead by a far margin as well, down to a 45. This is 55 points on the board here, and if the Krill Streak wants to be able to get that lead, they have to do almost exactly the same as the bar did, with like around 2 power clamps and a little bit more. But looking at the economy, they're really struggling at the moment. Even just by taking space, it's still relatively green at the moment and not that favorable. But let's see if this Zuka can change that color and tie it immediately, but not able to find a pick at the moment here.
Yeah, so something you want to keep an eye on with Krill Streak. With less than a minute to go, they got 3 specials available. One special is just gone. They're not going to take advantage of that one. They don't take advantage of the crab either. They had to pop the trip strikes for defense. Everybody just went down just like that. This is going to be an extended. This could be another glitch, excuse me. Zeko get one, and then the second one goes in just like that. It will be Spec just kind of lurking large. They continue to push more points on the board here. Lila, they bring out a 26 point main. Now this is a little bit more terrifying here for Krill Streak.
Very terrifying. I mean, another 19 points on the board for the bar here to hold off on, and just 3 more picks on the side of Krill Streak just means that this looks like a very do or die moment for Krill Streak now, because look, this Booyah Bomb is just going to hold them back. They're going to have to stall out and wait, and that Zuka is just going to keep them back. Krill Streak just has to find a miracle at this point if they want to be able to go through as they go 2 down here.
Yeah, but so here's the interesting thing. They did lose everybody on this fight. If somebody does pick up the power, that one clam though actually sends the timer, but it's not gonna be enough. If Zeko gets a few more, which they will not, they will not be able to send off overtime. Overtime's not taken down. They gotta get the 2 power clams in at this point. It's just a desperation push. Krill Streak needs to get value out of the 2 specials they just got. Trip strikes and the ultra stamp that they can take advantage of, clear out the space. But this is a great defensive center here for the bar. And
not enough time.
But they picked up the power clam. Didn't really matter at the grand scheme of things. Bar takes home game 1 to kick off low lane.
That was a very, very, very aggressive game 1 that we're already getting out of Group A at the moment. And just to take the time to think about how both of these teams played their part as much, but you're never gonna get out of the cooler dominance that's in this meta right now.
I mean, we could take a look at the cooler, but I think it's less about the cooler, more just Krill Streak just going down one by one. So we do get to see the replay here of the attempted push, and again, the bar did what they needed to do at this point. They had to just stand back, just play defensively. Don't try to move too far up mid. You already had a safe lead. Just make sure to secure that one home the entire way through. And I love the Booyah Bomb usage, by the way, out of the bar, trying to build out that space. You got the sniper. Everybody was just able to swim up forward. Yes. Shoutouts to the splatter shot effectively that got some valuable picks with the Trizuka to help clear out some of that space. So there's a great start for the bar. Let's see if they can take on the second one. Nickel Mart zone's coming up.
I mean, they're serving up round after rounds, and maybe, just maybe, that they can take this next game as well, going into zones Mako as well. A very staple map mode for a lot of things to be considered at the moment, and I would love to be able to see that Squeezer work their magic on this map right now. It's so powerful.
Yeah, and the intriguing thing with Krill Streak here, they're running an 8-man roster, an 8-squid roster, if you will. So don't be surprised if substitution starts to play a factor here in terms of adjustments. We saw earlier they dished out their 4 for their with a plan, just didn't seem to really pan out. Excuse me, as the bar was able to win out a lot of those fights that they needed to win. So in something like Mako zones where, you know, the Booyah Bomb, there's always that threat coming out of the bar. That could be something to keep an eye on, especially with Mako part where, hey, an S-Blast may still be a very valid pick. But again, there's a lot of theoreticals you have to consider here. Maybe the bar might want to swap out of that. Who knows? I think there's still many things both teams are going to decide.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, I was watching Krill Streak play yesterday on FTIU as well. They have a really cool, not cool, the word cool isn't the way to go. I think it's like a really strong, there we go, strong roller player on their team too. And for Mako, I think it would work perfectly if they can abuse those stacks, the geometry of it as well.
And I wouldn't be surprised if that roller does get played, as you mentioned, along with the geometry of Mako zones, because it does leads out to a lot of things there. Nova, Cloud, Ace, and Prisms is gonna be your 4 out of Krill Streak here. Take a look at the weapons. Okay, there'll be no Booyah Bomb, no S-Blast Booyah Bomb. It will be the Explo, the custom Explo, if I'm not mistaken, along with the Carbon Roller, with the Trizuka. Other side, it will be just your shot, your Fire Pit Scope. The only big change here is the Tri-Slasher Devo. I don't mind this pick at all, but you are gonna have a little bit more of an aggressive flirt on the side of Krill Streak.
Definitely so. I mean, looking at the side of the bar as well, don't count them out on that Carbon Roller as well. Such a fast time to kill weapon is going to have to wait for a little bit here because the middle trades are not in favor of Krill Streak, and that's a wipeout already in the first 30 seconds or so, considering how fast both of these teams are moving. They're going to be able to relatively hold that space really easily with that Explo because they have those arcing shots, and when they get too close, bam, splashdown.
Yeah, and now another big thing for Krill Streak is that members are more important than ever. You want to make sure you get everybody alive, get value out of the Trizukas, which just angled past one, not able to find any value. Explo does have their Trip Splashdown available, they can take advantage here. Nova is caught, and Nova goes down on top of it. They did throw up the Trip Strike, so at least neutralize his own thing. It won't be enough just yet. Both shots, by the way, are down in the grand scheme of things, and it is just a bit of a tug-of-war. Both teams losing members one by one, but no control yet until Nova says other things. Nova takes out the splashdown user, but nobody's there to paint the zone. This could be a quick KO here if Krill Streak doesn't have the response.
Yeah, that quick splashdown cancel might have been a good pick, but that is going to lead into a zone flip immediately from Krill Streak, fighting 2 more picks with that Zuka from Nova. Oh my goodness! You weren't living, let me talk. They're going so fast over this right now.
Yeah, Nova with a great angle on that Zuka shot. It at least made it so that the bar had to respawn, had to run themselves back in, and now they're losing some of the fights in their own base, and this is where things can get a little bit treacherous here with zones, especially with the team taking down on some of these points right out of the gate there. There's a decent amount of control here from Krill Streak, so look out for Keo. Keo is left unchecked with the Explo, but nothing to find so far. And the Trizuka being able on the other side takes up the Tri-Slasher Develop, should clear up some space, and there will be Eon who's able to get a second pick, able to get a pick for themselves, excuse me. Nautilus has to escape, and that will be the zone split. Bar retains the lead.
Bar retains the lead indeed, and on the board here is 40 against 8 at this point. These ticks are very crucial for the side of the bar if they want to be able to get this knockout if they want, because 40 penalty points is a lot to go through, but it's going to be easier now with that Zuka finding a pick or two, with that Zuka and Carbon going through. Zeko here is just trying to clear out that space that the bar Zuka just did, and now holding back. They know they don't have to aggress too hard, because if they do, they're going to go for unfortunate trades, but now it is looking very, very favorable for the bar here to knock them out.
Yeah, Bar should be set for a KO here. There shouldn't be much left in the tank here from Krill Streak to move up ahead. Zap does go down, but I just don't think time is going to be left on the clock. No, Trip Splashdown is going to be there to effectively secure it. Bar will win out the set. It will be 2-0. But remember, everybody, it's a play all 3. We do need to play the third map, especially with tiebreaker implications.
Yeah, they went out stylishly there, the bar. Just a splashdown on top of the zone when they were striking it, just to be sure, you know. You can never be too sure with the zone, because it always just gets painted out really fast there. But in dominant fashion, the bar just takes that 100-0 within the first 2-3 minutes of the game. Yeah.
Yeah, and at that point, Bar had total control there. I'm actually a little surprised that Krill Streak was able to hold on for as long as they did. Expo was just, of course, one of the many problems that Krill Streak had to run into. Carbon Roller deck, as mentioned before, able to get some value out of their main weapon. That's a really nice start there for the Bar. And what a way to start out lowing for them. You're able to win the first one, but of course, as I mentioned before, it's a play all three. You got to play out the third map, and I always called this third map for the team down 0-2 to be the salvaged map. Basically, it's like you want to just salvage everything you can, especially with tiebreaker. If you end up winning out some of your sets, that may matter in the end. So, hey, both teams still plays one out. Museum de Alfonsino, Rainmaker, your game 3.
Yeah, I mean, considering there's only 2 groups into this stage here too, Keon, that there's a less margin for error if you're fighting 64 teams in a group at the moment, and any percent counts. Even if your opponent win percent is going to go up or down just by a little bit of hair, that win percentage at the end goes for tiebreakers very often, and that could be a determining factor considering there's only 16 teams that could make pass in each group to go into top cut here.
Yeah, now for Krill Streak, of course, you're down 0-2. Now you got to find something that just works out well. Bar, of course, the main problem with map 1, of course, just team coordination, all the S-Blast getting a ton of value with their Booyah Bombs. And then the second one was just Expo and Carbon Roller, but the big stabilizer here has been the splatter shots. So I'd like to see if Krill Streak has a response. Again, running an 8-man roster at this stage. I'd like to see if they were to do any substitutions, how they start to adjust for this one. With using Rainmaker, of course, with that Rainmaker down the middle, there's a lot of ways both teams can attack.
Yeah, I would really like to see Krill Streak's Charger really shine on this map, though. It is Museum, and you have Rainmaker, and the podium in mid just it's really strong for them to perch on. Look, I might sound a little biased. I'm a Charger player, okay? I would love to see some good Charger gameplay going in, but it is now their time to shine. Let's see if there's going to be any changes on their side. It's going to be the same roster from the side of Kill Streaks, and Radish Eon's going to go back on that pencil at the moment with the ZF and the green Stamper coming out on the side of Krill Streak here.
Krill Streak going with that Stamper there with the Crab Tank is actually a very solid choice because it does clear out a lot of space that you definitely need at that point. It's basically doing Stampers, just different flavors of it. But the big thing for the Bar though is that they're back to the Sniper, they're back to S-Blast with the Booyah Bomb. So teams just kind of gain a decent feel for each other. There only one member does go down. It's not really going to mean a whole lot. Just Crab Tank playing on the right hand side to delay 2, and this is going to be a lot of pain for Krill Streak. They should be able to, be able to get the Rainmaker pushed in, but I think they're just going to wait just a bit more, especially with losing their Stamper. Now the Rainmaker's been picked up.
They got that crab position perfectly played so well, but I believe they just moved back in a little bit too slow. That just let the team regroup on their plat fast enough that the Stamper just wasn't able to capitalize off of it. But now that mid neutral still looking very, very contested at the moment because the Bar managed to hold off that push down to a 66, but that Booyah Bomb comes out, might just give the edge on the Bar to try and push this in just a little bit further. We're gonna have to see how these trades are gonna go. First one goes down is the S-Blast, and Nova on the Stamper is gonna be able to find some value here.
Yeah, but now you got to deal with the Zipcaster, as you mentioned, just a bit of a small trade there. You got that cooler, which has just been used. You also got the Ink Storm if they wanted to take advantage, along with the Crab Tank. Krill Streak pops the Crab Tank, more of a defensive Crab Tank because they need to get some position back around the map there. They do take out Kyo on top of it, but that's really gonna be it. And then the second one with the last seconds of the Crab Tank going down on top of it. Now seeing that they can go for the third, and they will.
Go for the quad!
Get the third one there, and that will be Nova having to retreat to the hills. It is very valuable. It clears up the space, but Bar is still lurking large.
Very large indeed. Nova has been pulling all these opportunities for the Krill Streak at the moment, just getting picks after picks. Are they going to be able to skirmish off the S-Blast? Yes, they do as well. They're practically just holding the back and front lines here at this point. Their weapon is just perfect to do so and finds another one, skirmishing with the Stamper. Once again now having the help from their Charger, able to find that pick. That is just staggered push deaths going on the side of the Bar at the moment, and that Crab and the strikes is just guaranteed. This Rainmaker to hit the podium, right? No, it doesn't get there yet, Keon.
No, it doesn't quite get there. They had the right idea, though, popping all the specials and make sure they clear out all the space that they needed, but they were just caught a little bit flat-footed. There they go. They will slam this one home. That will be the checkpoint, and then they lose. And then Krill Streak, they did lose 3, but they will get the most valuable checkpoint. And Spec with the ultimate Trizuka moment takes out Cloud from distance. Spec picks up the Rainmaker. This is gonna be a lot of space that's cleared up, especially coming off the heels of winning that fight. They break the checkpoint fairly easily. Now it's close again.
close again indeed, but look at the difference of the push here compared to Krill Streak and the bar. They safely cleared 2 people on plat already on the side of Krill Streak, so the bar just has to win this contestant on top and they'll be fine. But ooh, Nova trying to go for the close melee damage pop on the Rainmaker wasn't paying off because they had their own stamper too, and just more players on the other side of the screen here. You're not going to be able to get that pop, and the kills going down on Krill Streak just doesn't look too favorable to them at the moment.
No, everything just folded like a deck of cards on that initial push. They invested so much of their resources into the first checkpoint, but they lose everybody leading to the delayed, which allows this push for the bar to not only get the quick first check, get 29 points remaining, and they're able to just move forward. And then they, even though they went down, it's still a nice lead, and now Krill Streak has to start themselves back up again. But now I gotta see if they can take advantage of the special. Yeah, chip tricks are available. There is so much territory claimed here by the bar, and Spec is sharking.
They're found.
Caught by a lone smash from Nova, and now they're just found just like that. So a little bit trying to be a little bit more sneaky there for the bar, but it didn't really pan out. No matter the case, bar has the lead with 29 points remaining.
Yeah, I'm very worried here for how Krill Streak is going to approach. They do have free specials. They did pop 2 of them, but the Zap picked up Rainmaker when they only had 66% of their special charge. So unless they get a really, really strong push here, they're going to have a hard reset after this 1-minute timer is taken away. But they seem to be fighting a very strong push at the moment. Nova being able to clear up that much space up to the 20. Oh, they're 1 point off the lead here.
They were just short of the lead, and this is unfortunate, and the bar is able to reset that. Almost things were looking very good. Nova was using that stamina to clear out the space across the board, and then everybody fell. The bar was able to collapse them within the nick of time, just 1 point short of the marker there for Krill Streak. And now Krill Streak just has to get themselves back up. But more importantly, timer is heavily favoring the bar, so the bar is able to solve this one out correctly. They should be able to run this one home, and that I believe is their understanding. They're trying to make sure that they don't go down.
They're doing that Rainmaker spot. They're doing that Rainmaker spot where if you kill them, you're going to have a harder time to grab that Rainmaker if you're up there, but still getting forced out by that Rain and the Nautilus, and 10 seconds left on the clock here. With 3 down on the side of Krill Streak, this might be it, and the wipeout comes in to seal the deal.
Yeah, and that's the bar taking this one home. 3-0 will be the final score for this set, and Krill Streak so close. Twice we can say so close for Krill Streak. Their first push looked so good, having to invest every bit of their specials to get the first checkpoint, but then they just spent too much of it and then lost the entire fight, as we do get to see the fist bump between Radish and Spec. Gotta love it. And then when that fight went down, everything just folded so fast. Bar just hard punished Krill Streak, leading to the first checkpoint, and then a lot more. And I mentioned the comment earlier. Didn't need it. They went out everybody else. Krill Streak just had no chance.
Yeah, had no chance indeed. I think the very fault lies in the space-taking speed, or just painting mid-speed compared to the 2 teams, because the bar was constantly on the front row just trying to paint as far out as they could whenever they had any type of advantage, just like special numbers, whatever it is that they had. But the bar just hanged back. No, not the bar. Krill Streak hanged back a little bit, playing it really safe, got a really good push, but just never really got past that at the end.
Yeah, just not able to make this one through. And Krill Streak, here's a good thing for Krill Streak. It's just the first set just the first set. You still got 5 more sets to go with this one. The bar definitely feeling good though. You at least want to take this one home, especially with the 3-0 there from that first set alone. So we get to take a look at the rest of Group A round 1 coming up here, and here are some of the results that you're seeing.
Let's see.
And hey, Lila, what do you see so far?
I am liking what I see so far. I mean, my teams that I said before, just Squidding and Squid S came out on top on their sets. But I think a little bit unfortunate for some of the others on the other sides, like Cosmic Latte going against Squidding, losing out as well, and Stardust Inksaders unable to clutch it out as well.
Yeah, and another team, by the way, just out of Alpha from last month, I believe. That would be Big Fat Sea Cow starting off strong with 3-0 over the Cinnamon Snail. So loving what they're doing so far and trying to get themselves back. But that is what we have out of Group A for round 1. Lila, at this point, I think we were still waiting for some of the sets to finish up. So yeah, I think we can go ahead and just take a quick preview, of Group B.
Yeah, preview.
What we see right what we see right here. And Diamond Rays getting the 3-0 over the Goobers. Always wanted to see that one. Sheer Cold down 1-2 to Hibiscus. Those were the two I was taking note of. What do you see so far, Group B?
I like it. Howdy had Pirates going 2-1 against Honor Bound was not as something I expected. Coming from these two teams along on the top. Elegant Diamond being able to clinch up the 3-1 as well. And my GOAT Squid Sushi is able to get a 3-0 as well. Well done to them as well. I think this is looking like a very strong round 1 off of a lot of teams here. And still waiting on a couple of matches as well, like you said. But, you know, anything can happen still.
Yeah, hey, if you're just starting off Loink, you got 6 sets you got to play out. So this is where things can get a little intriguing here. Lila, but I think for now, Lila, I think we can let's go ahead and just take a quick break here while we're waiting for all the sets to wrap up though. Krill, once again, recap the bar winning 3-0 over Krill Streak. We'll be right back for Swiss round 2 while we wait for the rest of the matches to finish up. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back with you shortly. 2-0. Whiprays, though, I'm gonna be excited to see how I'm gonna be excited to see how this team, of course, decks out here. EWfish, by the way, is here now on the side on this bluish colored team.
Ooh,
and then on the orange side is gonna be Whiprays. You're excited to see the S-Blast once again here, Lila.
I mean, look, it's a really flexible weapon, and it's very powerful indeed. And Whiprays bringing out their own blaster too, range blaster. I wouldn't blame them, because tower control is such a condensed like objective sometimes that just 1 or 2 blaster shots is going to be enough pressure for people to drop off. But right now, these Ink Streaks are letting them in and still getting free people to drag onto them and finding one. Still alive? Already alive? They found 2!
Yep, they found 2, but there was some nifty maneuvers there in order to take out some of them, but it is just going to be the first checkpoint cleared out right out of the gate here from the Whiprays there, and it looks like EWfish will have to play a little bit of a defensive stop there. Both Tri-Slosher Nouveaux have gone down, so there will be no Tri-Slosher Nouveau being used so far right out of this one, excuse me. 2 members have gone down on both sides. It is Whiprays, they do go 3, and this should effectively be the target, and it definitely will be. So 57 push main is going to be the score for Whiprays. It will be EWfish looking for the next response.
Yeah, and I like what the brush is doing right now. Already clearing up so much space. Solo getting 1, getting 2 onto the side already, but getting traded out by that range blaster. Still getting followed up by the S-Blast though, and this pressure is huge for EWfish at the moment, because you're creating this much space for your team to try and play off of. And on top of that, you have a Booyah Bomb now to try and clear that ramp, and there it goes to hold it down, taking the points down from the first checkpoint. But Sofa King with the side here is going to be able to find some picks, stopping that checkpoint dead in its tracks at the moment, even though it's broken.
Yeah, just stopping the tower push where it is, and those are some big value finds for the Whiprays, and it will be the tower having to respawn, or excuse me, reset back to mid, not actually respawning in this case. So a lot of things I want to keep an eye on here for EWfish's perspective there. They got the Ink Rush, you got the skirmishy weapon there, and the S-Blast, which by the way just went down right as I noted that. So they got the Booyah Bomb and a skirmish weapon to work with. Whiprays, big thing you want to look out for the T-Tech and the range of, excuse me, just the range. I think it is actually just the range flash. Excuse me in that regard. So a lot of things you just want to keep an eye on in terms of how both teams will eventually get their value there. It is just going to be 2 down on both sides. Nate's going to be the one at least running the tower, because EWfish all went down around that location. Whiprays going to try to reset and hopefully break through the second checkpoint.
Yeah, there goes that strikes and that reset coming in, like you said, because everyone's just trying to push up to that mats here, but the one suction bomb able to find 2 on the tower there and stopping it dead on the tracks. But Eon still playing the hero and trying to get that checkpoint more points down, but that just lets Cooper to go in on the side, but getting traded out by that S-Blast, and they're still holding a little bit more pressure at this point. That Wavebreaker is gonna sure to let them know where they are. That actually comboed off the 2 Wavebreaker hits, and the Splat Bomb explosion comboed off.
Yeah, unfortunately not able to jump past the Wavebreaker. And actually just get, and the Whiprays was able to just get 2 hits on this one. That one just a little unfortunate in that regard. But even so, Whiprays breaking through the very critical second checkpoint where things can get stalled out really quickly at that point. So Whiprays is doing already in good position here, and they're winning a lot of these fights. It's just a Booyah Bomb that's available from EWfish there if they can take advantage of it. But the surprise little rush finds one on top of it, and again a little bit of a messy fight. It seems to be the second time we get to see one member go 3 and the one team rather go 3 down, the other goes 2, and this will be time for EWfish to see if they can reset themselves back up. We got to see a little bit of a back and forth fight between both these teams so far. I was about to say if EWfish has a response, this would be the time to do so, but they go 2. Tower has to reset again.
Oh, tower has to reset again. They found 3 picks, but that wasn't enough because EWfish themselves was also out of a respawn as well. So the cycle just isn't going to be too well, but the cycle should be broken here now, as 3 down on the side of Whiprays means that EWfish now should have a grand opportunity to try and take this past the first checkpoint and going into the bats, and they have to also break it too if they want to be able to take this lead. 50 seconds left on the clock, and the specials are coming out. They're gonna let EWfish still trying to get past this ramp here with no success, going 3 down now, Keon.
Yeah, and the important thing too for EWfish is the fact that, hey, you still have to break through the second checkpoint. Whiprays has already done that, but it's already late enough in the game where when members are starting to become a lot more valuable. You got to stay alive as much as you can. And again, because the fights are all happening across the board here, with EWfish officially getting wiped out by the Tri-Slosher Nouveau, they can't really build up any of their specials. This tower is stuck back in mid. It's still stuck in neutral, at least for for a few moments. Whiprays, I imagine, are just trying to push this one up to force more pressure. EWfish needs to win out a fight, but there's 2 specials. Imagine this. Whiprays may have the GG strikes ready to go here soon.
Yeah, there it is too. Then they also have the Zukas ready to go on top of it. I mean, look, do they even need to? Cooper just is on this ledge right now, just getting these chip and pushing them back from that tower already. The Brush trying to go for it, but the GG strikes just has something else to say at that point.
Yeah, and that will be game 1 belonging to Whiprays there. And I feel like we got literally just got a clash level back and forth by between both teams. They want to fight. They're gonna try to brawl and win out any advantages that they can there. But by the end of things, it just turns out that the Whiprays had the last laugh. And EWfish almost had something ready to go for a good chunk of that game, as we do get to see the replay. They're basically the last seconds, and ultimately, you know when the trip strikes are ready to go from the Whiprays. You just gotta be ready for the inevitable. The GG strikes will be coming out here. Cuber with the 2 just for the exclamation mark, the cherry on top, if you will, and that just sealed it for Whiprays. Good start for them winning this first map here, and there's 2 more to go.
2 more to go indeed. I mean, getting that first pressure on EWfish at the moment. Whiprays has a pretty good edge against EWfish at the moment in this fight, because now they have a little bit of an insurance getting that first game, but they still gonna have to take 1 more game if they want to be able to take this set, even though it's playoff free. So we're gonna go. It's gonna be Barnacle and words are hard. Barnacle and Dime Plant Blitz. There you go.
You got it. It took you a bit to get there, Lila. And Barnacle and Dime Clam Blitz, easily one of the more stalling maps. Again, if we were to be talking about a week ago, I'd be talking about the same strategy there with Kraken. But of course, Kraken getting retooled here, retooled. Excuse me. Here in this one, may have some teams having to think about what they want to do here in this map. I don't think we should be expecting too much change though with the way both teams kind of lined up composition wise. So don't be surprised if we are set to see kind of a slow match here. But also at the same time, because they both are fighting one after the other, also don't be surprised if we get to see some quick pushes.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I would love to see some Charger gameplay here that's not pencil, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon with what we're trying to run in this meta. But then again, it's low egg. Who cares about meta, right? You play whatever you want sometimes. Range Blaster, S-Blast, not really particularly picked a lot often, but still, you know, we're going to see them coming out once again. Maybe, hopefully.
Yep. Yeah, and the big thing you want to keep an eye on out here too with the teams here, Lila, is of course both teams are just gonna run whatever fits them stylistically anyway. We could talk about the meta, but at that point it's like it's just something that's just strong at the moment. But if you're not good at the weapons that you're strong with, then why exactly play them here in this stage? So here we go. Here come the weapons here.
Ooh.
Rapid Blaster Deco, excuse me, not the Pro. The regular Rapid Blaster.
And the V Blaster
that's
coming out too.
That's gonna be the one with the Inkjet. Other side, Crab, and just the regular Blaster this go around. But the same fundamentals are there. It's a shot and trying to go on both teams.
Yeah, I mean, look, you got a really aggressive comp coming from EWfish at the moment, and a Crab to stall it out. So we're gonna have to see how Whiprays is gonna play against that by getting their own Crab first and being able to put the pressure onto them already and getting 2 trades for 2 at the moment. This is looking like a good deal for Whiprays here, good discount in this mid to hold on to.
Yeah, but both teams, because the brawl is just happening, nobody's really having the ability to gather clams, so we're just kind of stuck into the bit of this neutral state there. Basically, gain as much territory and get the clams built up as much as possible. In fact, even though Whiprays has a lot of territory, they don't really have any clams on the menu there. They only got 0 initially. Now they just built themselves up to 10 right away there. But are they gonna get this push in? Because with all the fight that was happening, nobody was able to pull up just yet. Dueling Trizukas gets a lot of value there, and the Whiprays, they lose 3, and that would be map territory loss for sure. And this will be EWfish. They're getting set up now. They got that power climb ready to go.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Whiprays try to use a special to try and go back in once again, but now they don't have exactly a special to hold them back except for the Crab that's going to be built up very soon. But that Inkjet is going to cancel them out immediately. Commentators cursed over that, and it's just going to be 2 down for each side at the moment, just going back onto neutral for both these teams. Once again, Barnacle and Dime is a true neutral map at the end of the day, so you're just going to have to see who can fight off mid the fastest.
And the big problem too is the fact that both teams are just fighting left and right, and as you alluded to before, it's a true neutral game. So expect some of these pushes to take a little bit longer than normal until they end up winning out at the end. And keep an eye on Eon there. Eon gets one, and now the rest of Whiprays. This is full territory claim, but they don't have a power clam ready to go. It's just a splash. It just has the 7 clams. They finally spawned the power clam, but are they able to get themselves in there? Doesn't look like quite yet, but Toy is pressuring with the Inkjet, and this will just have to be the power clam just waiting on the second rotation there. Now they're swimming through here, trying to pull the space. That's 2 members down on the side of EWfish. Make that 3.
That's 3.
And this should for sure be the first score of the game. And yes, it will. Sofa King gets that power clam in.
Let's see if the standards will be pulled up or further away, as well as one more clam goes in. 77. They have a special to hold out, but again, they don't have any economy at the moment to try and push this through. Sofa King is now going to crab onto the snipe side of things. Nice crab position for them, because that free chip explode shot is just going to get the job done. But now they're going to have to figure out their clam economy. They're pressuring so much onto their plat. Nate is actually able to go up onto their sides, unable to stall it out. But still, you got to figure out your economy at the moment. They do find 1 ball, but that's not going to sustain us long enough push.
But the important thing though is that they have a lot of territory to cover there. The bubble used beautifully, which again got a little bit of work here in this patch, so something to keep an eye on. But they did bring it down to 50 points remain. So again, the big value here is they already got the lead. Why not extend it a little bit further? They cut it down to officially half. But now. Can we see Whiprays keep up with this advantage? They're still holding firm in their base, and this has been EWfish stuck in plain defense for the past 30 seconds and counting. They can't even leave their base. They might finally get some breathing room here, taking out 2, but they can't afford to lose too. They can't afford to lose too much pressure there. Trizuka lurking large, not able to find any value right out of the gate. Again, the shot going down, and everybody's gonna have to slowly retreat. And Sofa King with the crab is shut down by the thick of things. Asri is there to get the value, but again, you're losing everybody left and right. And I mentioned before, EWfish is still playing defense for the past minute plus.
Minute plus indeed. It just looks like Whiprays are focusing on fighting so much that just like EWfish has nothing able to counter them at the moment. But scores are still taking down from the side of Whiprays, and now EWfish, having found 2 picks here, hopefully is gonna be able to find something. But Sofa King is just causing havoc at their base at the moment, finding another pick and just able to let their teammates regroup onto their plat once again. True neutral doesn't seem to be the case at the moment, because Whiprays just has had their side of the map for the last 3 minutes now.
It's at least 2. It's been neutral for the first 2, and then Whiprays. It's all Whiprays the entire time, and it still continues to be all Whiprays. It's pretty much at this point, EWfish needs to find something to get them out of there. Eon and Sofa King are just being absolute menaces at this stage. Can Nate find a value with this Trizuka? No, not quite yet, but they are still holding firm in their territory. EWfish just cannot escape. Ooh. Yes, you do take 2, you do take 3, maybe some breathing room. I believe though the Pity Clan may have been picked up. Yes, it was. And on top of it though, they break the barrier, which will for sure guarantee overtime if the timer math plays out. But they will take this down to 37 points remaining. You finally have breathing room, but ultimately though, do you have enough time left on the clock to do so? Overtime has officially kicked in. They got 6 small clams. It's just the power clam. Everybody's going down. It's pretty much the same story. EWfish, who has been stuck playing defense for the past 3 minutes, will continue to be stuck behind as Whiprays asserts total dominance here. For sure getting 3. Huber's gonna be able to get the last pick. No, not quite yet. There is the official wipeout. You don't need to get that claim anymore. And Lila, it was all Whiprays. 2-0 set.
2-0 indeed. They just didn't let them even through their side of the map. They never once had their side of the map, EWfish. They got a player onto their plat at one point, but I don't see them ever getting past that just now. Whiprays just dominantly held their side of the map for so long, and the last 2.5 minutes that... Sorry, this music to come back to us.
Again, shouts to Elemental with this music. I feel like this music kind of is just what Whiprays is probably just hearing inside their head there. Or the Wipeout was just the cherry on top, the icing on the cake, if you will, there, because hey, EWfish, I'll give them credit. They tried their best. They were able to win out 3, but the members providing so much pressure. Eon, Sofa King, were just left unchecked. At that point, like, EWfish just cannot regain control of it. By the time they regained control of it, was about 3 seconds left on the clock, and it still ended up losing the fight. You gotta make a change somewhere, EWfish, if you want to salvage this set here. Again, it's play all 3, so the third map much more important for EWfish.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they have 8 players once again as well. They have the choice to maybe sub out some players if they really wanted to, going into Robo Ramen zones. Not, well, not a very flexible map because the map has a really good geometry going for all weapons here, but ultimately it is very much dominated by a couple of the very, like, strong painting weapons for the zone because the zone is huge and it's very straight and narrow as well.
Yeah, and I'm actually, again, I want to see if EWfish has a slightly different strategy here with Robo Ramen zones here. We're back at the screen because we actually do have a substitution that is in play. We'll keep it a little bit of a surprise for all of you here. But again, EWfish will drop to will go down to 1-1. This map, of course, for the tiebreakers. So you definitely want to win out this map if you want to keep any semblance of tiebreakers alive if you ever had to get to that point. But Whiprays, the difference between the first and second map was almost night and day there, Lila. It was the Whiprays. Once they got a stranglehold of the entire map in game 2, which they were just not looking back.
Yeah, definitely. It's pretty much a case of who can get the momentum going first, right? I mean, on zones, you definitely want to do that too, because you're not just holding the zone, you're trying to hold the area after it, so that they need to use up resources to take this space and the zone.
Yeah, and I want to see if they're able to take advantage of this one, as we do see. Okay, there's an Explo. We have now had
a Hydra.
We have now had 2 flavors of Explo so far on stream. This is your regular Explo though, with the Inkstorm and the sensor. So this will be EWfish. They will be able to seek out anybody if they can take advantage of that point, since they're effectively double splatter shot. And your Hydra Booyah Bomb is online for the Whiprays, and control's already taken off. And the same story for map 2. 3 down, total dominance from Whiprays to start. Lead will be swapped.
Yeah, lead will be swapped already immediately. Small lead, but it is a lead regardless. But Whiprays now having the advantage now, hold that area in space like I talked about, is just going to keep the pressure up, and that double Zuka isn't going to do any favors. The arches and the plat structure isn't going to be a lot of cover to help you avoid that Zuka, but it's just Sofaking now left on the zone here, trying to let their teammates jump back in after that cooler that they have consumed to come back really, really fast. With the Kior on it, and now the zone is contested, halfway contested, and it's going to be EWfish able to cap it back on the first minute here.
Able to sneak in, able to find an opening, and that's what they really needed to do in order to get some value there. As they do take out Eon, who was a major problem in the second map for EWfish. There was a nice little neutralization. They should be able to get some control of mid, and now I want to see this Explo there from Detroit, able to get some decent amount of value. Rhythm, by the way, on Hydra duties, gets one and gets a second. They seek out the 2 EWfishes to the left, to the right-hand side, and it definitely secures Whiprays' clutches on the zone. Whiprays will be taking down some of these penalty points, and that was some good value out of Rhythm's weapon.
Very good value out of it. I mean, they're contesting an area where the Hydra has granted sightline over the other side of the map, so it was just really unsafe for them to play, but the Zuka is going to be able to find one. Actually, 2 Zukas were popped to only find one, so I'm not sure if that's a really positive outcome EWfish really wants out of it at the moment, because Nate is just causing trouble now at the back after avoiding that Zuka, and has their own Zuka ready to go in base. Let's see if they're going to be able to get some picks at the base here. Yes, they do find one. Are they going to be able to find a second? Unfortunately, no, but this is enough pressure for them to hold back EWfish, and no more penalty points here, Keon.
Yeah, and EWfish going 2 down does the reason why they're going to be slightly staggered, which will buy enough time for the Whiprays to take this one home. All you gotta do is win out the fight and then say GG. Even though you lose 4, you bought enough time for the EWfish to not be able to cap zone whatsoever. So that delayed wipeout really didn't mean a whole lot at the end by the grand scheme of things. And this will officially be the Whiprays going 3-0 to take the second round home.
Taking the second round home, indeed. Whiprays asserting dominance over EWfish right now. Congratulations to them. Moving on to round 3 with a very, very strong momentum, I believe, right now going into it. But yeah, this is why Zuko sometimes is just really, really powerful. But props to Hydra too, keeping a really strong sightline all over a time on either sides of the map, and no flanks were harmed on the side of Whiprays.
Hydra was a smart change. It was Rhythm, by the way, that subbed in with the Hydra that was able to get the 2 on the right hand side, and then, as you mentioned, keep the sightlines open for the Whiprays as much as they can. And we mentioned Zuka's. It was a perfect map for anybody playing Zuka because it has a lot of range to work with across the board, and ultimately Whiprays. I can only mention the Zuka's helping out a couple times, especially with the one close to EWfish's base, but the rest of the team just played at another level there. So shout outs to Whiprays again. EWfish, they have 4 more sets, excuse me, to work through, but they will go down 1-1. Whiprays 2-0. Let's take a look at the rest of Group B. This is where this matchup was for this one. If we can get them loaded up here. There we go.
There it is. Let's see.
Had to kick the standings there a bit. What do you see so far, Lila?
I see a couple of teams might have dropped out here. We have lost about 2 sets on the board at the moment, but there is a couple of teams that I see that are, once again, like very close friends of mine, Squid Rollups and Starlight, able to take the set. And as well, look at on the right, Zestfest taking another 3-0 against Frog as well.
Yeah, teams that we didn't mention earlier before. Strawberry Soda, the team that a lot of people were throwing some publicity up for. They're currently up 2-0, still waiting for that set to play out on that one. Sheer Cold rebounding 3-0 on that side. There, Diamond Rays down 1-2 to Squid Rollups. Those were the big ones I noticed there. We switch over to Group A at this juncture there. What do you see result wise, Lila?
Again, very, very, very interesting ways to see that most of the teams that won last round still is going pretty strong at the moment. Ultra Kill, this is fine, and Black Ink, Squidburger, and a Big Fat Sea Cows once again as well.
Yeah, Big Fat Sea Cows still continue their trend where they are. Blake Spruter, if I pronounce that team name correctly, getting 3-0 over Adult Swim. Remix and Cosmic Latte match to look out for. Cosmic Latte is up 2-0. I think with the way some of these matchups are playing so far, very intrigued to see how the rest of the standings do play out. But so far, some teams still looking to continue where they left off from previous lowings, whenever the last time they participated in those.
Yeah, progress-wise, I think this is going swiftly as well. Each group only has like 1 or 2 sets left remaining to end off. So let's go for a quick break here before they end, and we can set up round 3 as soon as we can. So once again, it is Whiprays taking 3-0 against EWfish just now. Thank you. We're going to be back in a little bit. So be back for Swiss round 3.
Welcome back, everybody, to round 3 of Low Ink April 2024, featuring the music that I'm sure everybody's gonna be losing their minds about. Again, shoutouts to Ellie, our producer here today, as we are being sent to a nostalgic trip. My name is Kill, and Lila's still with me on the mic. Cosmic Latte and Squid S is ahead of us.
Hey guys, welcome back to IPL now. We are here with round 3. Keon introduced us. We have Cosmic Latte and Squid S here. Very familiar names for the both of us. Cosmic Latte, well, I know Squid S well, so what you think about Cosmic Latte? Talk about them, Rook.
Yeah, Cosmic Latte, always a team that has participated in low ink as often as they have, making their appearance here on stream today. And then we'll also cover Squid S here. A few familiar names I have recognized from this group. So I'm very excited to see how this round 3 matchup between these two teams play out. Standing wise, both teams 1-1 leading into this third round. So
yeah.
Of course, everything's starting to become more. Every map's now starting to become more important. Not just map, but also set wise. Here are your maps for round 3. Again, play all 3 coming up here. Manta Maria Rainmaker, the map we will be leading us off with.
Oh, okay. Rainmaker Manta is the map for shenanigans. It is the funniest map out there. I am putting this out there. It is the funny map. It is the funny map. Anything can happen. Like, aside of being just Rainmaker, it is Manta Rainmaker. Anything can happen. The funny is enabled when you play this map, and there's no guarantee that anything will go your way. And we've saw that in World. Just a little bit of wink wink.
So what you're saying is expect some silly things to happen, possibly.
Yes. I mean, look, the cut side, some people just fall onto their demise. Some people just can't push past street because it's a very tight, narrow area way. And, you know, the Rainmaker score can take down really fast if you're not careful after checkpoint.
Yeah. So we got our gauge of funny. We could see teams falling off pushing to the right. Then you have mentioned for street where things can just get a little bit more, can get challenging, let's say. But hey, I'm gonna here to see what both of these teams want to dish out. Now, we don't normally see a lot of Manta Maria Rainmaker. Well, it's an uncommon choice, let's say, in that regard. So I think both their teams they may have their work cut out for them. It's the first of these 3. I'd imagine though both teams want to of course end this one strong because they will put them up 2-1, and they also really want to avoid being caught with the silliness in this map. Oh
yeah, true. I mean, this could be breakpoint for one of these teams here, because if they lose, they might just not be able to make the top 8.
Yeah, and that's there's still a lot of factors to play out here. Round 3, kicking us off here. Squid S on your opposite side here. Those will be the teal-colored group, and then it will be Cosmic Latte on the other side.
Dreadringer Mini.
That is a Dreadringer. Tell us more.
Dreadringer and Mini, it's such a very fun combo. I mean, look, you have the mass painting weapons here on the side of Cosmic Latte. It's just going to put so much more on the ground than Squid S is going to be able to. Granted, they have 2 shooters, but they also have 2 buckets, so they're pretty much balanced out each other at the moment, because Cosmic Latte is on offense here and taking bunker, getting 2 more down already as very opening for Cosmic Latte right now.
There's a Rainmaker already being picked up there. Reach slider to clear out space. I don't know how you do not get the find there. That's gonna be okay though. The checkpoint has been cleared on that left-hand side. Blue bomb has been dished out there. It's somehow the Dreadringer, gets one. Rainmaker's stuck on this right-hand side perspective. Wise trying to see if they can get that one popped up though. Shift is not able to find the value just yet. In fact, caught out of position. And this is kind of a very crazy fight here coming into this right-hand side there. Still, though, Cosmic Latte is still in their base. They picked up the Rainmaker.
They picked up the Rainmaker indeed. Look at those points tick down all the way to 25 already after that checkpoint. It's only been the first minute, and Cosmic Latte has so much pressure and safer way to play now against Squid S, because they're still contesting this Rainmaker, and that Zuka trying to contest them out isn't going to be working too far well. Avacord close to that Booyah Bomb, but managed to let the Mini slip by and get another 12 points on the board. 9 remaining here.
Yeah, 9 points remaining is a very game-winning push there. And if they're gonna pick up the Rainmaker, not quite able to slam that one home. And that was cut out of Squid S, but they lose 3. All the resources needed to defend, and they still could not cut that one through. Cosmic Latte starting this one off explosively with a 1-0 start to the set.
Maximum silliness from the side of Cosmic Latte. I want to say that That Reef Slider and the Dreadrigger just played so well on this map. Oh my goodness.
So several times we feel that Squid S may have a stop in their hands, but then they got caught slightly out of position here. Then you see the Blue Bomb being dished out, trying to space out the rest of Cosmic Latte, but Cosmic Latte was just all over it. Reef Slider was just there to get the pop. That was the important thing. And then, yeah, 2 down, and then they lost to Nuvo. Everybody was going to go down one by one with the delayed wipe out to secure it. It was all Cosmic Latte from minute 1. That was such an explosive start for Cosmic Latte, a typical Rainmaker moment, if you will.
Squid S on their side, I believe someone got ran over by the Reef Slider. Just want to point that out. Getting ran over by the Reef Slider when they were contesting the rain on that first time when they Reef Slidered into the Rainmaker. So just a little bit unfortunate, but things happen, and you're gonna take those things into account. But you're gonna be able to take those things into account easier when you go into Tip-Shaped Tower at the moment, I believe.
Yeah, ship-shaped cargo, tower control, your second map. Don't be surprised if the Dreadringer, if they want to dish that out, it comes back again to just cause more problems, because this actually isn't too bad of a Reef Slider map per se, but this is also where things can get a little wide open around past the first checkpoint. So a lot of options both teams can do here. I'd imagine, look, Squid S, you may want to try to forget the first game as soon as you can, though. Try to have to refocus on the next 2. That was such a fast map that they have to give themselves a lot of time, saying that map went by too fast. We are on the losing end of it. We got to rebound at this stage.
I mean, definitely, you want to rebound as fast as you can. I don't think they're going to be running double Slosher. Some adjustments need to be made, because Manta being such a high and low structure map, Slosher makes a lot more sense. But now you're in ship-shaped tower control, where you're going to need to find something to space out that plat and the top right side when you approach second checkpoint. So maybe a blaster, maybe strikes, something that can get them around. It's going to be pretty useful for them to get across. Maybe Crab too. Crab is not too bad of a choice.
Yep. A lot of variety that Squid S can try to dish out here, coming into this one, and this is for again, this is where things can get a little tricky here. A lot of thoughts you can have. Again, I noted here before, don't be surprised if the Dreadringer is kept here. Also, don't be surprised if they swap that one out, because that is a very unconventional choice here for really any of the matchups that you see. So what does Squid S try to adjust with? You got double shot. Oh, this is a full three shot.
There's that range blaster.
I take that back. Yep, there's the range blaster. So instead of the Dreadringer going with your more conventional range blaster here, Rook stays on the mini. Be ready for the double Trizuka and trip strikes. This is a full frontline comp from Squid S.
Definitely no backlines, but now you're gonna have to worry about that range blaster. It's the key player against Squid S at the moment. They find 2 on the top left side. Already that extra range is just going to give them a better matchup, unless you can close the window against them. And here's that Tri-Slosher trying to do that, but had to back up just a little bit because the mini swings around from the other side, getting them down already. The Zuka to try and hold them off, but I don't think that's gonna happen. The Hammer finds the jump and maybe finds the second hit.
Yeah, and Rook is able to escape 3, and the rest of the team did their part. That's a wipeout for sure. The first checkpoint breaks, and this will be a lot of advancement to the second one.
Goodness.
Because more picks onto Coolby, and that will be Ren clearing out a lot of space there. Cosmic Latte total control here in ship-shape cargo tower control. Do we see the response from Squid S? They lose one of their own. It's just a bit of a trade, but there are 2 specials. There is no longer 2 specials, just the trip strikes. They have to throw them into the tower. That tower is getting hotly contested by the members of Cosmic Latte. Bit of a trade, slows it down just a bit, but space is still alive. It's still clearing out space. No pun intended for the rest of the group. The tower's gonna stay in their territory. Cosmic Latte with an explosive start. They're still looking to push.
Space, fighting for space is definitely not something you want to be, because each of them has their own space to play with. But as puns aside, we're going to be following through. Cosmic Latte still holding onto this pressure against Squid S to try and keep pushing past this second checkpoint, but might have no fruition. Actually, no, they have the tower, just letting their support ride it. Their entire team's Cosmic Latte at the moment just pushing them back further and further, but those specials and bombs is going to have to end this push for Cosmic Latte. Strikes goes in, and now this reset has to happen for the side of Cosmic Latte.
Yeah, the reset now reaffirmed with 2 members going down there, trying to look for a cheeky find, nowhere to be found. Squid S, they did need that wipeout, because otherwise Cosmic Latte were looking to pressuring them back for more. Now, Squid, where is your counter push? You've been stuck playing defense for 2 minutes. Now is your time to go for offense. Trizuka being used. Trip strikes available if they can take advantage. Again, members are slightly being traded here. 2 down on both sides. First checkpoint not cleared, and the rest of the team is wiped out. It was such a valiant attempt from Squid, but they get wiped out. They don't clear the first checkpoint.
They don't get through the first checkpoint, indeed. And now the map is looking more and more orange as tries to hold this off. They don't have the special charge up from the tower, but they only have 1 Zuka remaining ready to go. The cooler weapon goes down, so that's less assurance for them, but no assurance needed because Shift is just going to find 2 players with that Zuka immediately to buy them some time, and the jump out from Cosmic Latte is going to secure them some more time here, but no, they're already on that top left side, pushing them through. Rook on the hammer, fighting away, but having to jump out immediately. Squid S played that perfectly to try and hold onto this checkpoint area once again.
Yeah, but again, Cosmic Latte is still holding firm to a lot of control around this map, and for Squid S, they're still having to chase out Cosmic Latte as soon as they could. They're playing forward front, and they're getting outranged by the mini, and they're getting outranged by the range blaster. So there's not much room for error. You have to find some of those offense angles, find some of the flanks that you need. Get one of your members set up for Trizuka if you need to. Cosmic Latte is getting themselves back up again, and the Trizuka from distance takes out Squidoku. Could have been a certified Trizuka moment. Cosmic Latte still continuing with the push.
This could be it for Cosmic Latte if they get this hammer in, but unfortunately the Tower Rider has to concede because of that Zuka, but still, holding on to the top left side of Cosmic Latte, they're able to just keep going. Here comes Rook on the hammer, finds 2! Immediately goes down, though, on the side of Squid S. And now Cosmic Latte, with this huge opening and stagger, may just be able to clear this checkpoint with 1 minute remaining.
Yeah, and that little bit of an ultra stand with the hitbox, which was a little bit unfortunate for Squid S there. Starla is now going awful. To allude to that soon, because that will be the second checkpoint. They just gotta find the finish line. The rest of the group is running circles around Squid S. The Cosmic Latte, they do go 2 down. They're still right in the tower. 5 points still ticking. Just that order splatter shot still up, but they are gonna have to escape with their lives. I alluded to before, very silly hitbox there from the Ultra Stand, taking out 2, and that was ultimately what Cosmic Latte again continue to push further into this lead. With 20 seconds left to go on the clock, the Zukas are out and firing, but there is not much left from Squid S. 10 seconds left. They're having to respawn from 2 down.
They have a strikes. They could get their teammates in. There it is. They're going to try and touch the tower for overtime if they could. Alphacord fighting for their lives at the moment. Space goes down. 2 seconds left on the clock. They do find a tower within the last second. They got it within the last second. They have overtime now. Keon. Now they have a chance. They have 2 players down. All they have to do now, build the specials as fast as they can, get picks, and try and hold on to that checkpoints that they need to break, because they have to break the first and second one at the moment.
Yeah, they have to break down a lot more, but they are 3 down. This is 3 down now for Cosmic Latte. Squid S is still alive. They gotta use the cooler. They gotta find more value. 2 members are gonna be respawning here. Just the range blaster is that you have to respect. You got 4 members up. You gotta move forward there. You can afford to take a trade, but the suction bombs are well placed. They have to force them out of there. They gotta keep touching the tower. They can't afford to go neutral at any point. And they're still trading, but there is the range blaster. The range blaster is left unchecked. The trip strikes are not GG's at all, because the rest of Cosmic Latte are able to swim themselves up to the tower. Cosmic Latte with a furious hold. They will be up 2-0 coming into this third map.
Nobody, and I mean nobody on the side of Squid S was able to just handle that range blaster's range when you approach them on that checkpoint. Played it perfectly there by that range blaster, just spacing out the optimal time, waiting for the tower to creep by second by second, and you can see here their position has not changed in the entirety of overtime. They were just waiting. They were approaching, letting them approach, because they need to approach to get that lead.
Yeah, and again, that range blaster you meant for perfect spacing. The trip strikes was just trying to get the range blaster out of there, clear out the space. But again, when you're running, excuse me, a comp that features 3 shots, no matter which variant you're running, and a tri-slot, you just have to move forward and play very aggressive. And again, there were moments where getting outranged by the mini and the range blaster unfortunately came back to bite them. And at the end of the day, Cosmic Latte up 2-0. They're gonna move up to 2-1. We do have to play out the third map in this playoff 3, of course, for tiebreaker for any future tiebreaker implications. Salvage mode for Squid S. Scorch Clan Blitz is the map.
Scorch Clan Blitz is gonna be a game for them, cause I believe Squid S seriously needs some adjustment if they want to be able to contest something that has just extra range. Like you said, the free shots, although powerful weapons, you're gonna get spaced out really easily just by being shot at.
Yeah, and again, when you're getting outrange, it gets let's put it this way: the conditions get a little bit more tougher because if that range blaster and mini just gives themselves the space they need, it's so hard to contest. You have to just focus on Trizukas at that point in the second map. With Clan Blitz, Scorch Gorge coming up, if the comps do play out the way I expect it to from Cosmic Latte, it's gonna probably be again another backlist comp coming up, I believe, from Squid S. Actually, I meant Squid S. Cosmic Latte, you're looking very good. You know you had to send the bag. Why not go for the 3-0? I can only imagine though for Cosmic Latte, just a few tweaks to make this map work for them. Imagine there will probably be a weapon swap, 1 or 2.
Yeah, it's gonna be very rough for them, right? They have to get this game to be able to maybe salvage, like you said, but we're gonna see if they have made any changes. A blobber. Oh, okay. I mean, you know what? And Lucas as well. We're getting silly. We're getting silly with this match. Really, really silly with this match here, Keon.
I don't know if it's really silly, just a different Trizuka weapon. It's Starla on the Glugas with the Trizukas. Alright, we'll give them that. And I honestly don't mind the change. You went forefront, you're gonna have to go back. You're gonna have to get a little bit of range coverage now. Blobber's not a bad pick whatsoever with the Ink Storm and the range that it covers. So again, so Squid has nice adjustments to continue to win them out. Starla has other ideas. That's one. That's taking out one. It's just gonna be very staggered members down though. Squid is gonna lose a little bit of territory for their efforts. And this should be the first push coming up here soon. Zuka not able to land. Just a little bit of a reboot. Imagine though Cosmic Latte will look for the next attempt. Unless, you know, Starla going down has other things to say.
Has other things as to say other than the Zuka just unfortunately unable to get their value because they clipped the ledge of it and 2 pellets got out because of that. Only 1 pellet doing the splash damage isn't going to do a lot, but 2 down on the side of Cosmic Latte. Hopefully this means Squid S has a chance to try and push up, but they still need the economy to try and build up at the moment. They got cooler, they got specials ready to go, already down, but they used up this special to be able to take mid. Are they going to be able to hold on to it as Cosmic Latte retaliates with 2 Zukas, trying to find some picks? They only find 1 at the moment. They find 2 with the hammer, maybe find a 3rd. Are they going to be able to find a 4th? Yeah, they do. And it's mostly a half reset for the side of Squid S now.
Yeah, but also the wrong time for that. That will for sure be the first push coming up here, and a lot more clams coming in. 1+3, and it's still going to be counting here. There will be 1+4. Do they have more space? Not able to get that clam trucked in. Just a little out of range on that one to extend the timer, but they will just look to slightly reset. That's a great start for Cosmic Latte.
Whoa! Where did Uppercord come from? Oh. Assassin creating the zap on their side. 3 down now on the side of Cosmic Latte, and now it is just Rook left in mid with the zap to try and hold on to this side of the map once again. That's a very, very aggressive retake coming from Squid S, but the numbers isn't playing out to their favors, but they do have special ready soon. They just have to watch out for Rook's hammer. They find 1. Are they gonna go for the 2nd? They're gonna clear up space onto the ramp and swing going back just to grab that cooler. Great hammer there from Rook, clearing up the space with that pressure.
Yeah, but did that really amount to anything? That's really the ultimate question. Squid is still holding firm at this stage. They were able to get a pick there, but Squid still had some control of the map as much as they did, but they still not able to advance just quite yet. As Ren is able to get one, just members going down left and right. There is no true movement here on this push. There's 2 power claims though available for Squid S, but they need to find the picks and the clearance that they need. And this might be a bit of a defensive hole from Cosmic Latte. They understand that this will be coming up here with the 2 power clans, but they have to stay alive in the grand scheme of things. Trizuka, will this one Trizuka find value? Not quite yet, but they take out 2, and this will be 2 power clams in. Squid S takes the lead.
They do take the lead with 60 on the board remaining, and now they have some extra clamps to hold onto this Avocor. It's the only one on the plat at the moment. Stall out. Cosmic Latte, they do stall it out and manage to get that score down to a 45. 5 more clams that was in there, and it's just Squidoku at the moment left on the board with 1 minute 47 seconds remaining. Squid S now sets the new standard for Cosmic Latte to push through, and they just need about 1 power clam and 2 to be able to get that lead back.
Yeah, and I was about to note though, because I think they haven't been taking out one from that area there, as we do get to see that delayed freeze. So as long as you do have the power gun, which just spawned, the Ren has it. They should be able to move just forward, but it didn't look like that was going to be the case. Trizuka just respecting that right now Squid understands that, hey, that power clamp just got spawned. They're going to be looking to push up as soon as they can. They're going to have to retreat. But losing one isn't going to help matters yet. Starla has the Trizuka. Can they fire this one quite yet? No, not able to find anybody else. This is going to be 2 power clamps available. Could be a big push for Cosmic Latte.
Oh, but the Rook on the hammer from the left side is going to clear out 2 players. This is scary if you're Squid S at the moment, because they're going to jump in the other power clamp and get that in. 44, exactly what you need to get that lead, but they're going to go for more. They're going to go for big. They're going to go for the extra lead that they can't get, as Stera on the Glucas is able to find 2, but Avacort's here to clean it up, and getting 41 clams onto the point here. 4 more points into the lead here, Keon. This is close games here.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though, still manageable for Squid S if you want to at least take the 3rd map home. Again, you were down 2-0, but at least take this map home will help your cause down the road if you're able to win out some of your sets. So this is gonna be the push that they're gonna really need, and members need to be up when it matters the most.
Oh
but
my goodness!
Latte has other ideas. And that will be Squid S gone, and that power clamp took quite some time to break through, and these will be all the clamps being chucked in. Now they could extend the timer to possibly deny overtime or even get the KO. They're going to be 3
KO.
Short
They're
of
looking
it,
for the KO.
There will be the KO there on top of it. Cosmic Latte is going to win out the seg. They get all 3 maps here in round 3.
Rook just pulled the same card twice on their left side of the grates, crossing plat and hammering in and making it work. And the last moment of desperation, Squid S just wants to hold the ramp but forgot about the other side. Rook's just got a free hammer triple when they went in on that side, so it's just unfortunate for them. And that KO, the amount of clamps that they gathered to just throw in here, like 10 sums and more, just able to knock them out.
And again, just that wipeout was effectively just the GG's at this point. It was all territory claimed for Cosmic Latte. There was just no chance for Squid S to rebound. It was just a rough go for them there. So 3 zeros. By the way, for Cosmic Latte, they improved to 2-1. Squid S going down 1-2. Quick preview of the groups here. How do the rest of the results look? What do you see so far, Lila?
So far, everything is going smooth and operationally, actually. We only have like 1 more sets waiting on at the moment, and I think looking at it, Ultra Krill is currently on a 3-0 streak, and as well as Just Squidding, I believe, very, very strong for them. And Big Fat Sea Cows as well. Look, they're up another 3-0. There's only like 2 or 3 sets in this pools at the moment that we have a 2-1. Look, everyone's so dominant.
Yep. Few teams that have been winning out some of their sets that they feel like team wise they want to try to make it further into alpha. They are delivering when they needed to. As you mentioned for Big Fat CKLs, BFSC, the 4 letters I always say they're getting that 3-0. They believe they're 3-0 in their respective sets so far. So a lot of things to keep an eye on here out of Group A. Bar, by the way, going down 1-2. Let's take a look at Group B, round 3, real quickly here. And what do you see so far result wise?
Again, like proceeding smoothly, but there's a couple more 2-1 sets instead of the 3-0s on this side of the map here. And we see the last stream set from the Whiprays getting taken out 3-0 against Strawberry Soda here. Must have been a very interesting set if we could imagine how fast Whiprays played just now.
Yeah, I mean, Strawberry Sodas was on everybody's radar throughout this weekend. Same with Zestfest. They are delivering when they need to. Sheer Cold gained the 2-1 as well. Other teams that are playing out a lot of their sets as we've noted. So a lot of there's a lot of storylines I think every team is gonna have to go through. But for us, Lila, that this will be the last of these storylines we're gonna have to cover, because that's going to be the end of both of our coverages here for the first 3 rounds. The remaining 3 will be handled by a new set of commentators with here on out. So, Lila, thanks for being my co-com for this one. Where can the people find you?
You can find me at Twitter or X, whatever you call it, Lila Rusviscope. We're going to take into this account the last floor step for us to get out of Keon. We're not going to reach past level 4. So, you know what? Where can the people find you as soon as we get off?
Yep, you guys can find me the usual Twitter, Blue Sky, Keon2570 for all of the nonsense. Twitch for the variety, it's still Keon2570. Nothing has changed on that front. So smash the follow buttons when you guys can, of course. Shoutouts to Ellie and Elemental for all of the great camera angles we got so far in the first 3. Elemental still has 3 more to go, or Ellie in that matter. So Lila and I will be signing off here. New set of commentators will take you home from round 4 onwards. We will see you guys next time, and you want to stay tuned for more low ink action.
And welcome back to Low Inc. We're still in day 1 and it's now round number 4. That means it's time for Broken Pinky and myself, Pat, to be your casters today. Pinky, how you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks for asking, yeah. Super excited to now be in the second half of the Low Inc. Swiss stage in day 1. Here we have a very hot set between two very well-known teams in the low-level scene. It's going to be JoJo's versus Sheer Cold here.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Sheer Cold a lot lately. JoJo, though, they were pretty big in the low-level scene like a few months ago. We haven't seen them much lately.
Yeah, I feel like they kind of disappeared, but Sheer Cold, has been riding high. I think they got Alpha Bracket in Low Inc. February, and they're looking for a repeat appearance here with very strong players. Been grinding this game a ton. It's been really awesome to see how much they've been improving recently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've been grinding. So let's see how it goes. The team that's been grinding lately versus the team that was grinding like 6 months ago and taking names. So it's time to see how they do. And shoutouts to Chrøma, who's on Sheer Cold. Love you.
Oh my god, perennial tournament organizer for the Splatoon scene. We love our TOs here.
Yeah.
TOs make the whole world go round. But without further ado, we have our maps here. Game 1 is going to be on Zone's Hagglefish. Game 2 going to be on the newly reworked Rainmaker Undertow. Very new map. And Game 3, of course, going to be on Tower Control Manta Maria. So pretty interesting spread here we have.
Yeah, I've heard so much about the new Undertow, especially for Rainmaker, because now on one of the paths that was already the best path, everything is inkable. You can just swim straight forward. It makes Rainmaker more dangerous than it was, and Rainmaker is always an incredibly dangerous mode. So, get ready for this one. But we're going to start with zones on Hagglefish. That's a solid map mode, and I love to see it every time.
Yeah, I feel like all three of these maps can kind of snowball to the team that gets advantage past a certain point. So, if you're able to get a wipeout on Hagglefish, it's really easy to... Well, it's relatively easy to hold just because the enemy team really has to drop into mid in somewhat predictable patterns in order to get the zone back from you. So it's really going to come down to who can win the early team fight and who can get a solid wipeout and a solid hold on the zone first here. Interesting comp from JoJo's here. A lot of standard meta stuff. And Sheer Cold rocking with that Tan Umbrella and Splatana Stamper.
Yeah, both teams, no backlines, all weapons want to fight. Lots coming in.
Oh my god, the Splatfest Tion, no!
Hey, we all forget what Splatfest is. It's like top of the course for every tournament, but very nice opening by Team JoJo, getting in, getting free, getting forward, a delayed wipe.
B going absolutely ham with the aggressive zap, getting 3 quick picks there for Jojo's, and already 30 seconds into the game, Jojo's in a commanding position, already using Zuka to keep, Sheer Cold at bay, to go down, and Sheer Cold is starting to stagger a little bit, and things can quickly get out of control for them.
And you were talking about how it's easy to really lock the other team away. You really need a good, solid plan to get back onto this map, and right now Sheer Cold is struggling to regroup, struggling to get something coordinated, and just Joe are taking them on one by one and getting more and more. Just 25 ticks remaining on the zone right now, and Sheer Cold, okay, they have the tent at the ready. They're going to be able to at least try to push to neutralize the zone and maybe apply penalty, but they need to paint right now.
Okay, able to get the cap. That counter Zuka was almost disastrous for them, but they're able to hold on. Albedo tries to get a pick with the zip, is going to get taken down by Kobrisk on the Squeezer here. Squeezer's such a strong main weapon in this meta, and has that Zuka at the ready, and is able to find the pick on Toma across the zone, and is already putting pressure on Sully on the zap as well. And JoJo's is so far just dominating this game one, but Corgi's going to pull out that Zuka, going to get a nice pick on the Kobrisk, going to start, show a bit of signs of life here for Sheer Cold.
Right now, Sheer Cold, they managed to get the zone, but Jojo are still around it. They didn't manage to push Jojo away, so it's still very much a fight up there. All of Jojo is right there. It's on Sheer Cold to really get the picks, but they get
what
themselves.
happened?
I think abandoned the tent.
I mean, I guess it might have hit the top of the tent. Oh, that's a nice zip pick from Albedo. But yeah, a little bit of tent jank is going to spell a little bit of disaster for Sheer Cold there, and JoJo's going to get another hold onto the zone yet again. Sheer Cold is going to be 2 down, and JoJo's only has about 50 points left to go, including that penalty. So Sheer Cold is in a really rough spot right now, and they're going to burn Azuka. No specials are going to be on the board on either side here, so it's just going to come down to a pure team fight.
Team fight indeed, but at least Sheer Cold are away from their spawn, are in. Fire Corgi is fighting alone though, and players are being picked one by one. It's just Chrøma left standing with the Zuka. The Zuka's not enough to paint. Jojo, no penalty applied, in control of the zone. I think they're taking game 1 here.
Yeah, wow, what a dominant game 1 from JoJo's. Getting the first cap all the way down to 11, and Sheer Cold... I mean, from there, they tried desperately, but at that point, the momentum was just not in their favor, and they couldn't get a stable footing from there. And JoJo's going to take an extremely strong game 1 here. So, Cloud also going to be wearing the Splatfest tee, but Sheer Cold not quite able to come back from that deficit, I think.
If it works, it works.
I guess
you can keep your Splatfest tee.
I mean, there was a lot of great Zuka play from both sides there, but I don't know. I feel like Sheer Cold was a little bit too reliant on the Zukas at sometimes, and JoJo's looked a lot more confident with the main weapons they were using themselves. So that was just extremely well played from JoJo's in that game 1, and Sheer Cold now has got to bounce back, got to get these 2 games in order to get this set under their belt, and it's gonna have to start here and now on the new and slightly improved Rainmaker Undertow.
Yeah, I feel like Sheer Cold it's not that the Zuka were bad, is that there was never someone to follow up on the Zuka. You need one of your teammates to go forward as you're firing to really profit from the fact that the opponent is forced to take cover. And Sheer Cold, they were not coordinated enough with these Zukas and with the follow-ups. And that caused them, Jojo really taking them on one by one, dodging the specials coming one after the other, and not really ever being into enough of a difficulty. Sheer Cold is going to need more firepower, more coordinated fire, if they want to get up, especially in Undertow, because, I mean, mid is a bit wider now, but it's still very much a choke point into mid.
Yeah, I mean, team play is the name of the game here. It's You're only as strong as your weakest link, as you all know, so it really just has to come down to 4 players working well with each other, and that was exactly what JoJo's did that set themselves apart. But, I mean, now Sheer Cold is a little bit behind the 8 ball here. They have their chance to strike back here on Rainmaker Undertow. A little bit less snowbally, at least in the beginning stages, but we're going to have to see how that left side checkpoint is going to play out, assuming either team gets there, because it can be a little bit more snowbally now that it's all swimmable terrain. So losing a team fight there while on defense can be pretty catastrophic compared to what it was before when it was an unequal slick.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't seen it played yet, but it's going to go even faster than usual. And it's Rainmaker is always fast, but Rainmaker on Undertow, on this new Undertow, it's going to be very dangerous. I feel like there's still points into going to the right side if you want to take the checkpoint fast, but overall, like, there is such a big alleyway on the left now, but you have to go there and you have to defend there incredibly early if you want to keep it.
Yeah, I mean, so much of this map is going to be played on that left side, and while, yeah, if it's a checkpoint game, going on the right side is definitely pretty good. It shouldn't ever be your first, like, default option. You should try to push left, see if it works out, and if not, and you really need that checkpoint, run it right. But let's see what both these teams are going to be doing. Game 2 here between Josephalopod, Joestar, and Sheer Cold. No comp change is going to be coming out from JoJo's here. Sheer Cold off on everyone. A little bit different stuff. Girl Boss is now subbed in on the Bamboozler, and Albedo's going to be on the Neo Stamper.
Yeah, and right now there's only one Splatfest tier left on the side just of Josephalopod, Joestarfish. But yeah, our teams are fighting for that mid. I love to see a good bamboo working, and Girl Boss knows how to make that bamboo work.
Yeah, Girlboss is an amazing bamboo player, and Toma's going to get a beautiful Zuka pick already. Sheer Cold off to a much better start than they were in that last game. Let's see what they can convert it into, as they have a lot of control around this Rainmaker, and they have Cooler at the ready.
They have Cooler, and they're following through with the specials, with putting goodies behind the specials. Right now, there's the answer by JoJo. Rainmaker is going to be stuck in that corner, and all of JoJo get to regroup and fight back for mid. We're back to the starting point because we are still waiting for one team to get control, and that Zuka getting 2 right there is allowing JoJo to just go forward, take a lot and even more right now. Cobris just taking so many splats with that Squeezer.
We might have just had a patch, but looking at while Cobris is playing, you might not know, because Squeezer is absolutely one of the strongest weapons. Oh, but the Zuka collateral in response from Toma is going to stem the bleeding there from Sheer Cold, going to stop that push right at that checkpoint at 60 points. Sheer Cold has a chance to fight back. Girlboss going to be very aggressive up here, has Whale at the ready, and just looking for people to kill, but now JoJo's starting to centralize their defense on that left side.
Yeah, it is trade after trade right now, except JoJo, they managed to get that checkpoint. Sheer Cold are struggling to get out, and right now with 3 players down, JoJo are going to go forward again, get even more points, but they're regrouping. They know they have the edge. There's 3 minutes left in the game. They can take their time to paint around and make sure that they have the best push they can have.
Yeah, Zuka Pig is going to come out and get Girlboss. And now it's hunting for Albedo, not going to be able to find it yet, but Cloud has been so strong on this shot in this game, combined with Cobras on the Squeeze, has been putting so much pressure onto Sheer Cold. And, you know, while they are able to get the Rainmaker from JoJo's has so much control on this map right now. Sheer Cold desperately trying to fight back. That crab popped in a very far back position is not going to help them on their retake. Whale is going to be popped as well, but once again, we are in a game of all main weapons here at this point, and right now it just seems that JoJo's has been winning those battles.
Yeah, JoJo a bit better, waiting a bit more fights, and right now in control of the Rainmaker, just waiting to grab it for another pick, and Cloud is sharking, trying to get in, but gets called out and splatted by the bamboo right now. Sheer Cold still in that fight. They just need a few more picks, one more advantage, and they have 2 minutes left in that game. JoJo didn't get past that more than the first checkpoint. If Sheer Cold is able to get back to the checkpoint and get a rebuff, they get the lead, and right now all they need to do is get a bit of advantage, but JoJo is holding strong, not losing any player in that fight.
Yeah, I mean, Sheer Cold's really been struggling in keeping up with the painting power that JoJo's has. Like in theory, it looks like that Sheer Cold should have a good amount of paint on their comp, but JoJo's been playing so much toward that map control that they've been able to get so much out of it, and they're just getting the picks. Cobra's getting a beautiful pick on the Girlboss, and is going to dodge the Zuka for just a little bit. Sheer Cold knows that it is kind of now or never, though. Minute 20 left in this game. They are going to grab the Rainmaker. They are able to find the pick on the Cobras, and are going to find another pick on a pillow. 3 down on the side of JoJo's. Where is Cloud? Going to be striking for the Rainmaker in that little cubby area. Forced to jump out, taken out by the whale, but Sheer Cold has a ton of control here on this left side. They're making that charge toward that left side checkpoint, and now JoJo's is here to stop it, but the Rainmaker is able to find a pick onto the bucket, and there's going to be the dunk. It's going to break the checkpoint. Sheer Cold just needs 1 more point for this lead. Can they get the pop here?
They don't get the pop, but they're still around here. If they're able to splash, oh, they don't get it. The Rainmaker gets reset. This is huge for JoJo. Sheer Cold now just 1 point behind JoJo. All they need to do is grab that Rainmaker and move forward with it past one of the 2 checkpoints. But they have 30 seconds to do so, and JoJo, they've shown that they're able to stay on the map, but they know how to keep themselves safe. Never mind, 2 of them down right now, and Sheer Cold has gotten the Rainmaker again. All they need to do is move forward a bit more. Tacticular is active. Killer Whale is in. All the specials are coming from both teams right now.
Yeah, here we go. Last chance for Sheer Cold to stay alive in the set. 5 seconds of regular time. It's going to have to happen in overtime. Zuka is at the ready from Cloud, trying to find a pick on the Sully. Is going to trade with Toma. 3v2 in favor of Sheer Cold. Sully staying back as far as possible. The bomb pressure from JoJo's is so much. But Sully's going to run forward. They're going to get the lead, and they're going to take it to a game 3.
Sheer Cold got pummeled for 4 minutes and clawed their way back into that game in overtime. What a comeback by Sheer Cold.
We finally did it after 3 sets of 3-0s. We finally have a 2-1 with the decisive game 3. Oh my goodness. 4th time's the charm, I guess. My goodness, that was such a clutch push. And I mean, it's, as we said earlier, you know, your left side push should be your default, but if it doesn't work out, that right side push is a great opportunity to get a bunch of points, and Sully knew just that, as did the rest of Sheer Cold, and they played to that end game beautifully, and are going to get the win on game 2 on the board. What an amazing game.
Yeah, JoJo a bit cracking under pressure right there. They were playing off their lead, but their lead wasn't that big. And the second they lose one player, it's Rainmaker, anything can happen, and you can make that amount of points pretty fast. So JoJo, I feel like they were more aggressive. They went further into enemy territory on zones than they did on Rainmaker.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I feel like once they got that checkpoint, I don't know if JoJo's wasn't playing towards getting more control, but they certainly weren't able to capture more control, and that might just be, you know, Sheer Cold playing much more solidly compared to that game 1. Maybe that Bamboo works a little bit better. They're a little bit more comfortable with it compared to that 10 Umbrella. But regardless, Sheer Cold is going to be able to take advantage of some of those mistakes from JoJo. It's going to take game 2, and we're going to go to game 3 on probably the most snowbally map out of all of these, especially beyond that second checkpoint. Tower Control Manta Maria, here we go.
It's the second checkpoint that makes or breaks any game. If you're able to go through that checkpoint, things are so tough. Getting back from that is so tough. But that being said, defending that checkpoint, you have so many angles. You can pretty much attack that checkpoint from all sides, dropping from everywhere with lots of cover. So look at that second checkpoint. Both teams are going to fight and give every special and throw every squid they have at the tower, just to get past that checkpoint.
I also want to mention, this is Manta Maria. We have been seeing, I believe, Pillow on JoJo's using that bucket very effectively, and I believe both Sully and Toma have buckets in their pocket, being Entry and Machine respectively. I don't know if we're going to be seeing any of those, but Sloshers are so incredibly strong in this map that just having all that, you know, offensive potential is so nice here. Let's see if either team is going to capitalize on it. Game 3 going to be here between JoJo's and Sheer Cold. We're going to be seeing the Wiper come out, and we're going to be seeing the rest of the stuff stay for both teams.
Yeah, outside of that Wiper, not much change, but Wiper is such a different weapon from anything else. You really get incredibly into every fight, and you can be so annoying. You can be a constant threat, and honestly, Torpedo on tower control is such a good sub. It works so well.
Yeah, and I mean, Wiper stocks have been kind of dropping, you know, pretty steadily ever since, you know, its initial greatness, but Albedo's been doing a great job of pushing the weapon, and you know it's going to lead to Sheer Cold getting a pretty early advantage here. Already at this first checkpoint, starting to put work on it. Girl Boss and is going to get the pick onto Cobras with the help of Toma, and it's going to find another via the whale, but Cloud is going to get a pick with Azuka in return. Albedo trying to find a pick with his hammer, and already Sheer Cold making a great charge toward the second checkpoint.
Sheer Cold fully working right now, getting 2 extra picks. They are done with the second checkpoint already. We're just 1 minute into the game, and Sheer Cold, they want it all. They're going for the juggler right now. Getting more and more splats. They're not stopping, and they're getting to that third checkpoint, getting even more splats thanks to that Ultra Stamp. Albedo not able to get another, but look at that, they're about to get the checkpoint! Just 9 points remaining on the tower,
This is the Sheer Cold we know. Just absolutely aggression, working in concert with one another. A big return to form after a very shaky first 2 games, but Albedo on the Wiper, Girl Boss on the bamboo, and Toma with great Zuka pressure and bomb spam has just been so incredibly strong, getting a great push to 3, and they're still going. Toma finds 2 picks with their Zuka all the way up in the battlement, and is going to continue to extend the pressure onto JoJo's, and Sheer Cold has not let off the gas once in the first 2 minutes of this game.
Sheer Cold is on a fire right now. They are not stopping. And they're pushing the tower again. They know that they get the special advantage the second they step foot on the tower. They know that they are in control of the pace of the game right now, and they play off of it. JoJo defending, trying to keep themselves alive, and right now with 2 down onto Sheer Cold, they're going to get some breathing room. They're going to bring that tower back into mid, and they're going to try to push these Sheer Cold players away.
I think today's word of the set is going to be momentum, because JoJo's had so much momentum in Game 1, stalled it a little bit in Game 2, and that was enough time for Sheer Cold to get some momentum of their own, and they've been riding it all throughout this game, but JoJo's starting to fight back. Josephalopod's Joestarfish does not want to let that incredibly strong Game 1 go to waste here, but Sheer Cold might not give him the option. Toma's going to get a great trade on the bunker. Pillow going to drop back to get some cooler, but Albedo just being ever-present, annoying in the street area. Pillow trying to find a pick on Girl Boss, but Girl Boss able to jump out before it's going to happen. JoJo's starting to move back into mid, but right as I say it, members are starting to go down here. Zuka's coming out, not quite able to find a pick. Hammer's going to come out in the bunker. It's just utter madness at all parts of the map.
I'm not even sure which side is which right now. Both teams are just dancing around each other, trying to get splat after splat. But that means the tower stays in the middle. That means Sheer Cold is getting closer to victory right there. JoJo needs to push, and they are pushing right now. They're just getting to checkpoint 1, and they're making a quick work of it already. Trying to push to that bunker, trying to get some control, and the Zukas are about to come from both sides. Both teams just trying to get a few splats, but Sheer Cold able to get... Oh! Well, I was about to say able to get more, but JoJo is at checkpoint number 2 with numbers advantage. And
this is where it gets scary here. Second checkpoint is going to fall. A minute left in the game. Is going to all come down to this defense from Sheer Cold versus the offense of JoJo's. All players are alive right now. Zuka's going to go down. Pillow's going to go down. Cloud trying to find some sort of picks, but the tower keeps moving forward. Toma's going to go down on the flank here, and all Sheer Cold is just right in front of the tower. The strikes are going to try to break up the momentum. 3v2 in favor of JoJo's is coming down to this last checkpoint. Girl Boss, Poppy the Whale, finds an assist, tries to find another pick. 3v2 on the side of JoJo's. It's just this zap with 30 seconds to go. B fighting for their life. All the teammates are jumping in. Albedo with 2 jump camps in a row. The zap still living large behind them, but is finally going to get taken down. And with 17 seconds to go, it's just Cobras still fighting for the will of JoJo's.
But all of JoJo jumped back in. All they need to do is get on the tower. They have 2 onto Sheer Cold. It's not over. Another push, another shot for JoJo, but Sheer Cold, all they need to do is throw all of their specials at the tower right now. They're waiting. Look at Toma preparing bazooka, getting 1, getting 2. And that's going to begin!
Wait, but there's someone on the tower! Can they make it? Just fighting for their life. Finally is going to able to do it, and Sheer Cold in a down-to-the-wire 3-game set is going to barely take the edge over JoJo's. Oh my goodness.
Whoa. Pinky, after game 1, I have to admit I had little faith in Sheer Cold. I felt like Jojo had everything, and Jojo was in command of the first half of this set. All of game 1, the first half of game 2. But Sheer Cold, they got the comeback and they denied the comeback from Jojo. What a set! That was so intense.
I'm so glad you called out Toma just sitting there on mast, ready with their Zuka, just knowing what they had to do. Sat back, popped it once, twice, and is able to get 2 great picks, leaving it all down to 1 for JoJo's, and Sheer Cold just swarmed on them like a pack of vultures and was just able to get the win after just such a defeating game 1, barely coming back in game 2 and coming out strong in game 3 just to barely hold on when all the chips were down and all the marbles on the line. What an incredible set.
Yeah, what a set indeed. And I mean, these 2 teams, I know we'll see more of them soon. They're 2 great teams that I'm sure will play in more tournaments. I can't wait to see them both because they bring on the show, you know. They show us the splats, they go in, they get the fights, and they showed us coordination. They built something and they made their their weapons work. I love to see a good bamboo and a good wiper work together.
Yeah, no, Sheer Cold just does so well with these sort of weird-ish weapons that are kind of slept on, I feel like, but especially these lower levels of play, but you know, Growboss and Robin or Albedo are just so incredibly strong at the bamboo and at the sword respectively. And I mean, they made it work absolutely amazingly. So kudos to them. Sheer Cold going to be moving up to 3-1 after a round 1 loss, and JoJo's going to be down at 2-2. Both teams still have a shot of making day 2, but Sheer Cold in a very good spot at potentially making a charge towards alpha or beta brackets.
Yeah, and we can see the results for both groups right now. There's so many teams still into this low ink. I mean, it's low ink. It's still the biggest tournament that we can have at low level. And yeah, so many great names that we see here. And we'll see another one in round number 5 right after this break.
Yeah, we'll see you guys after a short break for round 5 low ink. How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Low Ink stream here for day one. We are here for round 5 of Squid. We just have 2 rounds left to go, and Pat, we got a hitter for this set. 2 alpha bracket level teams, both of which are 3-1. We got WD-40 versus Big Fat Sea Cows.
And these 2 teams have shown what they're able to do so far, but now they're going against each other. And if both are 3-1, you said?
I think they're both 3-1, so it's pretty likely that only one of these teams is going to be able to make it to alpha bracket due to the rules of the league. Because only the top 8 from each pool is going to make alpha, so...
Yeah, so that's going to be a big game between these 2 teams. That wins this one stays on their route to alpha bracket, and we have just 3 games to decide that. It's going to start on Clan Blitz on Inkblood Art Academy. It's all about getting to that platform, all about securing yourself onto that platform.
Can I just say, thank you so much, Nintendo, for adding Clan Blitz back to this game as of, 2 days ago now? That's really awesome. So we don't have a repeat of that one IPL clip from a few weeks back. Because Clan Blitz is now, rightly deservedly as being, one of the most competitive modes in the game, especially on a map like Inkball, which is, very balanced to pretty much all weapons in this game. Pretty much every weapon has a chance to shine on this map. So it's a really nice, kind of testing ground for all of your unique strategies to see how they are going to work going forward. So I'm excited to see this.
Yeah, and what I especially love about the Clan Blitz on this map is that you can paint the wall to the left that's next to the stack, and that allows you to just get onto the platform without having to go on the uninkable ramp. The Clan Blitz really allows lots of movements onto the enemy base. There are lots of ways in, and you have to look at every angle if you want to defend. I really like the way it is played.
Yeah, this map is designed so incredibly well. Also having that ink rail that can lead you to the bats in the top left for a very risky flank that can potentially be very rewarding if you're able to sneak someone up there and get a couple teammate jumps there with the power clams. So it's a very fun map. I always look forward to watching it. I feel like it's a great map to set the tone for this set between 2 very strong teams. Here we go, game 1 between Big Fat Sea Cows and WD-40. We're seeing the 52 gallon, the Neo Stamper coming out, juxtaposed by Carbon Roller Deco and Heavy Edit. Yeah,
that's very, very fast comps on both sides. And okay, there's
oh my god!
We're gonna call out everybody that has ability doubler right there. Okay, it's not in the tournament, it's allowed.
Team Bunnies for the win. Anyway, Pioneer's going to be opening up here on this right side with the V shot. WD-40 already all coolered up just because of how well that edit is able to charge cooler. Big Fat Sea Cows finally getting a cooler of their own, but they're going to go 3 down very early in here. And 40 drag already under the enemy basket with a ton of clams being passed by the teammates. So it looks like it's going to be an early score for WD-40 if they can just get into the basket and they're able to do so.
40 activating their specials. They don't have any clams left right now, and they managed to put just 3 added to that super clam. That's going to be the end of that push, but look at that, they're still in full control of the Big Fat Sea Cows. They're not able to really get out of their spawn right now, not out of their platform, and that means WD-40. They're going to get all the momentum, they're going to get all the clams right now, and Big Fat Sea Cows, they need to fight just to get out of their platform.
Yeah, this is a bit of an awkward spot. I feel like WD-40 could have gotten more points on the board there, but 71, still a solid mark. You at least broke the basket, which can be a little easier said than done on the Clan Blitz, but Big Fat Sea Cows making a great push here on this left side. WD-40 just barely able to hold on a little bit. They're holding onto their plat a little bit, able to get a pick on someone trying to retreat, and Neptune in a very precarious situation, but is able to set up the wall, but is going to get taken down by the Carbon Roller nonetheless. Beautiful defense here from Drag, and they're going to build a power claim, and 3 go down all at once from Big Fat Sea Cows, I think, to some Zuka play, and already WD-40 making another charge on the enemy plat.
Yeah, but that charge instantly stopped right now. That super clam is going to die. Apparently, WD-40 didn't manage to get anything from that push right there. We are back to the drawing board, but the crab tank is deployed, and that's going to force Big Fat Sea Cows to just move back, give lots of space, and look at that, there's 2 super clams. Okay, never mind, just 1 super clam left for WD-40. Big Fat Sea Cow able to defend again.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a very back and forth pull, but we've only really seen 1 score in the first half of this match. So now with 2.5 minutes to go, Big Fat Sea Cows is going to have to try and find something to change up this momentum because it's been all in favor of WD-40 right now. Wyatt is going to get taken out. 3 go down yet again on the side of Big Fat Sea Cows. It's just going to be the Neo Stamper holding on to dear life on the plat. And here comes Easy with the pick to seal that up. And 2 power clams going to be entering the enemy basket, it seems, all the way down to 45. 2 go down on the side of Big Fat Sea Cows on this defense here. And DZ ready to score 6 more clams into the basket, get the score even lower down to the 30s. And here it goes into the 20s, into the teens. 3 clams to go, and Drag has 6, but they're not going to be able to find their way to the basket just yet. Trying to, you know, make their way around, trying to survive a little bit. Here they come with the flank, and they're able to get the 3 in.
And WD-40 gets game number 1, and they were just going faster than the Sea Cows. They were constantly moving all around, forcing the Sea Cows to look left, look right, get into every fight, and in the end, WD-40 able to win these fights to go forward and put the clams in the basket.
Yeah, I love that you mentioned that because they really were just moving at all parts of the map, and Big Fat Sea Cows really struggled to keep up. But I think the big thing that, you know, we didn't really get to see or highlight as much was, you know, those team fights. I think it was 3 separate times that WD-40 got a 3v1 advantage, and 2 of those times led to a score. That last one led to a score from 71 all the way to knockout. So very well played from WD-40 in, you know, those conventional team fights in mid, and they were able to capitalize on it beautifully there at the end, and made up for a bit of a shakier push that first time around.
Yeah, but it's not over for the Big Fat Sea Cows. We have 2 more games. We're going to start on Ship-Shaped Cargo Co. And yeah, there are lots of ways for them to get back in, especially since this map plays quite differently. I mean, it's zones. You just need to get at some point in the map and hold that ground. And we've seen both teams trying to just move as much as they could, and WD-40 was better at that on that front. Now it's about holding the ground. It's about not moving, and that's a different dynamic, and we'll see how the teams are able to do.
Yeah, I feel like Ship-Shape is one of the rarer maps you're going to see on Splat Zone, so it might be one that these teams have a little bit less practice on. They might have to play it a little bit more by ear, but it is, you know, still a pretty familiar map. I feel like Ship-Shape is kind of uniquely strong for Zuka weapons, so we might be seeing some Zuka here, but it really does come down to to getting that zone and holding on to it for dear life, and trying to take advantage of all the various points of high ground you can find dotted around the map in mid and potentially in the enemy court.
What I want to see come back is that crab tank on the side of WD-40. These Julies were doing the works, and that crab tank in a good vantage position can just delay and stop the whole game for 10 seconds pretty much. And we saw that crab tank being incredibly well used by WD-40 to control the space, and on zones, this is the kind of special that you want to deploy.
Absolutely. Let's get right into it here. Game 2 between WD-40 and Big Fat Sea Cows. We're going to see Toto pulling out the Junior, and the Pencil is going to be coming out as well. Going to be juxtaposed by the exact same comp from WD-40. So Big Fat Sea Cows has, you know, made some pretty major adjustments here. Both these teams rocking a Crab Tank and a Zuka weapon, so it's going to come down to the last 2.
Yeah, and bringing the Pencil onto this wide map with like so many good spots for a sniper is a very, very good choice by Big Fat Sea Cow. They get the map, they get the zone incredibly fast because they paint so much right there. And now it's their turn to push forward. They are establishing that hold, and well, they're going to be the ones to use that Crab Tank.
Yeah, Carbon Deco is a bit of a weird pick on this map, just because it really struggles in these kinds of scenarios without Zuka. So here comes that Zuka from that Carbon Roller Deco. Drag is just going to be chilling on this right wall here, trying to find some sort of pick, and is going to be able to get the assist courtesy of a Zuka collateral from the teammate onto the snipe area. 4v2 in favor of WD-40, and that's going to be an easy cap for them. And Drag hunting for this pencil, hunting for the 2 jumps coming for them, but it's going to trade with the Junior or the Stamper on the way down.
Only getting 1 there is a bit tough, but it doesn't matter. WD-40 are in control. They just pushed forward off of these plats, and right now they're just painting, waiting for the specials, and are ready. That Zuka is going to be thrown, forcing Big Fat Sea Cow to just think a bit more. It's not going to find much right there. And it looks like WD-40, they get the lead, but Big Fat Sea Cows are not out of it yet. And they have 3 specials at the ready right now.
Yeah, one of them is going to be that bubbler though, which is a little bit awkward on this map because you do have to get quite far for it to be impacting the zone. But Wyatt popping Nizuka is going to find one pick. It's going to force another to jump out, and that's all the that Big Fat Sea Cows need to get the zone cap. But DZ's so annoying with these dualies. It's going to get the trade on the shot player here, and that is going to lead to just the edit being alive on the side of WD-40. So Big Fat Sea Cows has a good amount of control to play with here, good amount of time to set up for this defense as WD-40 is going to quickly spawn in and try to take control of this left side.
Yeah, and right now, WD-40 is back on the attack. That carbon though is kind of cold out, not going to be able to get much, but still just almost dropped off the map, but not completely, and WD-40 able to apply a penalty. We're just halfway through the game though, and both of these teams are scoring a lot. I'm not sure the lead matters that much right now, and look at that, Big Fat Sea Cows are moving forward. That's a huge trade onto the edit, and right now they're back in control of the zone, trying to keep it painted.
Yeah, Wyatt got a Zuka double over the bridge, and that was just a beautiful pick from them. And now trades are happening left and right between Dragon and Junior here on the side of Big Fat Sea Cows. Right now, the zone is just in complete neutral. Both these teams are so close to the lead. They can practically taste it. WD-40 is going to hold on to it just a little bit longer, but Big Fat Sea Cows liable to take it at any moment, it seems like. He's going to find a pick with the crab, but is going to get taken down from behind by Mini on the pencil here. It's just so incredibly back and forth, but here comes Drag, trying to find a pick on the pencils, finally going to be able to do it, and is now chilling up here on this bridge area. 2 players left for Big Fat Sea Cows, swimming into mid, trying to find something here, but it's just not in the cards for them right now.
Not right now, but they could come back unless they get a Zuka to the face right there. That's going to slow them down. The Sea Cows are not out of it, but they have a minute and a half to get back. Tacticular activated is a good start right now. They can prepare their other specials much more safely, and look at that. They are already getting in. Crab Tank is activated. They're trying to get a bit more, but so many dodges right there, and with 15 ticks left onto the zone, the cows need to go forward now.
Yeah, I mean, 5 points left to go. It's just utter madness in the court area, and it's not going to be enough from the Big Fat Sea Cows, and WD-40 go up 2-0 and effectively win the set here versus the Big Fat Sea Cows.
Yeah, and that's
2 knockouts. My goodness.
That's really, but they struggled a bit more. The Sea Cows were able to answer, were able to come back just a bit slower. Had trouble staying on the zone, had trouble getting these picks. Look at that, at these dodges against the Crab Tank. The Crab Tank not able to get a single pick right there. Really delayed and didn't allow the Sea Cows to push forward, letting WD-40 having the victory. But if the Sea Cows get a few more picks, they should be able to get a few more pushes, and they can still content with that, with what WD-40 is doing, especially if they bring back the pencil and crab leg.
Yeah, I mean, that game was on the razor's edge for so much of it. I feel like both of those teams had beautiful signs of brilliance there, but in the end, WD-40 is going to clutch it out a little bit stronger. So here's kind of a last hurrah for Big Fat Sea Cows to try and get one on the board here, or for WD-40 to just show their dominance in this matchup. It's going to be on Rainmaker Crableg Capital, which kind of like Undertow on the last set, has a really big, juxtaposition between that lower left checkpoint being a little bit faster to get easy points, and that top right checkpoint is if you want to get an actual push going through.
What you choose out of your checkpoints is pretty important, both in attack and defense. The way you cover the map is absolutely key, and that's the power of WD-40. They're incredibly fast around the map. They've shown that rotating left and right is something they can do in the blink of an eye, and staying pretty coordinated with that. The Big Fat Sea Cows, it's going to be a tough one, but again, they have the range. They have the range advantage, and if they're able to get that one big push, that's all you need in Rainmaker.
Yeah, one good push can really be all it takes. And with all the coolers that have been popping out of both these teams, it's pretty liable for a push to get blown wide open on those grates as you just run right across them. But grates in general are still kind of precarious to cross over just because you can get shot from pretty much all angles. So it really is going to come down to this defense and to see if either of these teams can prevent going forward down on this wipeout, because on a mode like Rainmaker, it can really blow everything wide open.
Yeah, lots could happen. This game could be over in the blink of an eye, or it could be in stalemate into mid, as nobody is able to really get the Rainmaker out of under the grates. But let's see how we go. I don't think we're going to see much of a comp change from either team. It's not... Oh, Neptune is bringing the Squeezer right here, and meanwhile WD-40 no change.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And Big Fat Decals trying to fix some things, having Neptune on that Squeezer, an incredibly strong main weapon with an incredibly strong special, but very difficult to use. So Neptune is going to have their work cut out for them here, as is the rest of Big Fat Sea Cows, facing down an 0-2 deficit against WD-40. And already DZ has that crab popped at the ready and mid here to try and dominate this mid fight, but it's going to be Big Fat Sea Cows will strike first, but WD-40 finds two quick ones and is going to grab the Rainmaker and immediately run it down to this checkpoint here.
And that's a very fast checkpoint with 3 down onto the Sea Cows. The WD-40s are already on that platform and trying to get a few more points, but here is the answer by the Cows. 40, they have to move away right now. They have to give the space. They have to respect what the Sea Cows are doing, and they're doing exactly that, regrouping back to their side of the map, waiting for what the Sea Cows are doing and punishing it right there with a carbon.
Yeah, Zuka battle in the middle is going to go in favor of the Big Fat Sea Cows here. Right now, Neptune trying to stay alive here is going to get the pick onto the carbon and is trying to, set up this wall, trying to get some sort of space established for the Big Fat Sea Cows. But it looks like the popping power a little bit in favor of WD-40 here. I'm going to do it back and forth. Finally going to go back in favor of Big Fat Sea Cows for just a little bit. But right now, both these teams just trying to shoot at the Rainmaker. WD-40 knows that they have a lot of, room to play with here, but they cannot get too precarious here, but that Zuka pick from WD Drag, or from 40 Drag, is going to be exactly what they need.
Yeah, and right now 40 is back on the attack, looking to find an opportunity, but they have yet to really paint things away. Big Fat Sea Cows are back into the game, but Chew down onto them again. 40 are forcing the jumps out, and Drag grabs the Rainmaker, and this time is moving to the right. They want the long sustained push above these grates, but with one player down, that's not going to happen today. They have to wait for that Zuka.
Yeah, but DZ went on that flank, was able to find 2 quick picks there on the side of Big Fat Sea Cows, so that was well done by them. And right now they're holding off WD-40 just a little bit, starting to recover a little bit of that momentum here, but WD-40 is more than content to just sit back and waste a little bit of time here, but 2 go down on the side of WD-40, and that's going to include the Rainmaker here. Piner going to pop the Zuka, and is going to find the pick on the pencil, and is going to get some chip on a Neptune as well. Is going to be forced to try and recover a little bit of health, climbing that wall, trying to get back to that Maker area here, but WD-40 still has it cleanly in their hands, finally going to get taken down here. But, at this point, WD-40 is just kind of wasting time a little bit, and Piner just kind of chilling under this ledge before jumping out.
Yeah, that was like 2 minutes of nothing, and nothing is perfect for WD-40. They have the points, they have the advantage. That being said, they don't have that many points beyond the checkpoints. If the Sea Cows are able to get that checkpoint, they could take that lead back very fast. And here we go. They have the Rainmaker grabbed. They're finally going forward with a splash wall onto that platform. Neptune getting the carbon. That is huge right there. Shoot down onto 40 and they get the checkpoints. All they need is that rip-up, but they need to move back right now because all of 40 is back into action and pushing them away. They have 1 minute and 40 seconds to come back.
Cat, we now have a game back on our hands here. Minute 35 to go. Both checkpoints have fallen here. This game is on a razor's edge. 8 points separates the leaders here right now, and that can get broken at essentially any time with the right push, with the right circumstances, and Big Fat Sea Cows is trying to make that happen, but the Zuka gets 2 picks in mid, and it's going to find another beautiful triple from Piner to stem all of the momentum that Big Fat Sea Cows had, going to be forcing the last one to jump out, and that is a beautiful offensive push from WD-40 here, and they're going to try to make something happen with this Rainmaker, trying to get a few more points on the board. Piner's going to be grabbing this Rainmaker, trying to stay on this left side away from the sight lines of that pencil, just trying to steer clear of that chip damage here. And 55 seconds to go. WD-40 trying to stall a little bit, but they're going to go 2 down for their troubles. And then the Rainmaker is going to fall to Izuka.
Yeah, they were just keeping their side of the map completely blue as much as they can to delay as much as they could the next push by the Sea Cows. But now with more than 30 seconds left, the big fat Sea Cows, they have one shot. They just need to get a few more splat. Dizzy is getting in, trying to get the splat, gets the splat onto Neptune. That's huge right there. 20 seconds and Dizzy is just denying that pop of the Rainmaker. They're going to, well, get the pop for 4D, and that Crab Tank in position right there could just stop any push by the Sea Cows.
Yeah, this Crab Tank is going to be huge for them, but 2 down on the side of WD-40, 3 up on the side of Big Fat Sea Cows, and Zuka is going to be popped here. This Rainmaker is trying to make its way to the pedestal. This could be all they need for lead. Piner desperately trying to find a Zuka pick here in overtime here. It's going to come down, but Zuka got 3 down, and WD-40 3-0 over the Big Fat Sea Cows, up to 4-1 on the record, making a great case for that alpha bracket.
And kudos to the Sea Cows. They were learning what WD-40 was doing. They were getting better and better in this set. But in the end, WD-40, they were a bit faster. They were winning more fights. And that's all you need to get the games.
Yeah, I mean, WD-40 just played so incredibly solidly the first 2 games. And while that game 3 was a little bit shakier, by that point, they'd already won the set, and they did what they needed to do, playing so incredibly well defensively, making sure that there were no real openings for Big Fat Sea Cows, other than that one time when they were able to break the checkpoint. And aside from that, they were just so stalwart in the face of them, and WD-40 gets a well-deserved 3-0 set win over one of the biggest threats in this entire lowing tournament.
Yeah, that was quite a set. It was a 3-0, but in the end it was pretty entertaining trio that these 2 teams gave us. And yeah, let's look at all the other teams as the rest of Group A is getting done. We're seeing lots of good games happening right there. And yeah, I don't know what else to say, but yeah, these are good groups.
Yeah, we are now getting down to the wire. Just one more round of lowing Swiss pools here, going to determine who moves on to day 2. I believe the top 8 from each pool is going to make alpha bracket. The next group of 8 makes beta, and the next group after that makes gamma. So only 24 teams from each pool are going to be making a bracket for tomorrow. 48 in total. This is a very cutthroat round of lowing here. Only 2 pools to choose from, but pressure makes diamonds, as they say. So it's going to be one heck of a set to look forward to.
One heck of a set, and we'll look at it right after this very short break. Do not go anywhere. And welcome back. It is now time for the final round of the day. I am Pat here again with Broken Pinky, and we are bringing you a game between the Howdy Hat Pirates versus Chrøma.
Yeah, and we were talking about it a little bit. This is an interesting matchup. Howdy Hat Pirates is an alpha bracket level team here, and Chrøma won FTIU week 52, I believe, so 2 weeks back. So we have an alpha bracket team versus a recent FTIU winner up in the Premier Leagues. Both these teams are 4-1 in sets today. So it's very likely that the winner of this is going to place in the alpha bracket, and the loser is probably going to be in either beta or gamma, depending on how the opponent win percentage works out.
Yeah, it's for all the marbles. It's for the qualification into day 2. What bracket do you get? Shoutouts to Rice, who's the coach for Chrøma, and who's her homie too. And yeah, we're going to start on the tower control on Macromart. I mean, what can we say about this map that hasn't already been said? There are so many different options of plays in what you can do, and yeah, have something to camp ledges though. You want to camp ledges.
Yeah, I mean, TC Mako is such an absolute classic of this game. Not quite on the level of TC Inkblood or Zones Mako, but still very, very high up there. But as is with most tower maps, there is a massive bottleneck by that second checkpoint. It's very easy to defend from a lot of angles, but if you're able to get past it, that can kind of be the breaking point of the game here. So it's going to be about which team can get there first and which team is going to have a push going beyond that point. But in general, on Mako Mart, especially on tower control, blasters and buckets are incredibly strong on this map mode. So I would love to see some good old range blaster, even though it did just get nerfed by 10 points per special, or some slaughter, which has been seeing a big uptick in usage lately. I think both would be really strong here.
I don't think Range Blaster main is mine the point for special nerf. they were not playing.
Oh no, I can't get another Wavebreaker.
Oh, only 2 Wavebreakers in the game instead of 3.
Oh, the humanity. Oh no, how will we ever recover?
Oh yeah, it's still the incredibly strong option that it's always been. And yeah, it's still a threat onto tower control, provided you have a player to play off of it.
Yeah, I don't know. This is going to be, I mean, kind of like the last set. I feel like TC Mako was a great introduction to see what both these teams have to offer. And I mean, hopefully we have another down to the wire 2-1 set on our hands here. We might just get another 3-0 here, but regardless, this is going to be the last set here on day 1 of Low Ink.
Let's not go there already. It's 0-0.
Oh, you're right. No, anything can happen. Anything can happen.
And what's for sure, it's these 2 teams are like 4-1 so far. These are 2 very, very good teams. Some of the best teams in this Low Ink already qualified for day number 2. And oh, here we go.
Wait a minute, okay.
Ballpoint and glue guys on one side and a roller on the other. Lots of good weapons coming. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, we do see Howdy Hat Pirates pulling out the Tri-Slosher. You know, buckets are so incredibly strong on this map mode. Ballpoint Splatling and Gluka Dualies are not things you see in the common meta anymore, but
yeah.
Gluka Dualies is like a little bit understated because the special output is kind of insane. And Ballpoint, always a threat with that inkjet, but so is Torch with that roller. My goodness, getting 2 quick ones, trying to find another.
Yeah, not able to get it. And on this map, getting the tower past the first checkpoint at first takes a lot because you really need to get full control of the middle of the map. We're going to see lots of fight before that first checkpoint is going to be broken right now. The Howdy Hat Pirates are trying to push it, but look at that. Chrøma is already on that stack, contesting the position, throwing their Zuka, throwing the strikes at the tower, and it's a wipeout on the Pirates. Chrøma back on the attack right now.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's just a little bit of a game of inches just now to start out. Minute has gone down, and not that many points have been scored by either side, but here comes that Booyah Bomb for the defense. Checkpoint 1 is going to be reached by Chrøma. Are they going to be able to get the lead? They are, but they're going to go down right as they get the lead by 1 point. It's just such a back and forth game here, Pat.
Yeah, neither team really able to get past that first checkpoint so far, but they're both trying. The Pirates are back at that checkpoint, and this time they look much more comfortable. 2 down onto Chrøma. That's going to be an easy checkpoint this time. And finally, the Pirates are moving forward with the Tactical activated. They have 2 players down, but the jetpack is going to give the rest of the team the time to get back in. Because of the Tactical, they should have very, very fast respawn. And look at that, the tower is moving forward even more. That's another wipe out to Chrøma. And the Pirates...
That's a big wipe over Chrøma, and Kumplea already sitting here on the Glooga Dualies, holding that Booyah Bomb as a panic option, and that's going to be the second checkpoint easily cleared by the Howdy Hat Pirates here in Chrøma. Running out of time, running out of resources a little bit. 2 of them are going to go down, 3 down as they're going to clear that final checkpoint. It's just going to be that pencil, and the Howdy Hat Pirates showing why they're such a strong team in the low-level scene, going to take a knockout game 1.
This game was super close until it really, really wasn't. The second the Howdy Hat Pirates managed to get that momentum, managed to go forward, then activate Tacticular and go forward even more thanks to that. They had the momentum, they went forward, and having these Gloogas with the wall and the Booyah Bomb in a position you don't want to see them is pretty reminiscent of a K52, and I mean it works. You can just stay there, be incredibly annoying and incredibly like the opponent has no choice but to move back and let the rest of your team go forward with a tower.
Yeah, I mean, Glooga Dualies is kind of slept on right now in my opinion, because yeah, its mobility isn't great, but its paint is insane, its special output is really strong, and it's a very lethal weapon if used correctly, and Howdy Hat Pirates knew exactly how to play around that Glooga very, very well, so you love to see it. So yeah, very well done from Complete there. We're going to be moving on to Game 2, the Resurgence of Clamblitz. This time it's going to be on Museum Dolphoncino.
Yeah, Museum on Clamblitz. It's a tough one because there's an extra way to get onto the basket. But what's especially difficult is to get out of your own spawn. If the opponent is under your platform, if they have you surrounded and you have to look left and right to that block, to that ramp, to deny any push with the clams, it can be pretty tough. And the whole difficulty of that game, I feel, is often just to get into mid, to get into that fight.
I mean, on some level I agree, but I think making an actual push through the enemy plat is so difficult on this map, because while clearing mid is not the hardest thing in the world, once you get onto the enemy plat, it is incredibly defender favored, and now that there's no longer something like a Kraken that can kind of break your way to that basket, it's pretty difficult to make that trek to there, just because of all the defensive high ground that the defending team has at their disposal. So it's going to be a tough one. This is usually a pretty low scoring map mode, so it's going to come down to the coordination.
Yeah, it's stalemate favored, pretty much.
Yeah, it's typically I've seen many times where this game just kind of goes down to 100-100 overtime, and it just comes down to who gets that power clam in the basket first.
Yeah, and I mean, we say that there's still a way to just sneak past that block, just jump in, get a super jump, and even without Kraken, you can still do that. There's still a way to do that.
Absolutely. I think it's a wall jump. I could be wrong, but it might be a wall jump. It's a precise one if it is, but it might just also be a normal jump. But let's get into it here. Game 2 between the Howdy Hat Pirates and Chrøma. That dualies, 2 dualies are going to come out on the Howdy Hat Pirate side, and very interesting comp, radically different here. It's going to be the Viper and the Sorella Tenebrella.
Yeah, Chrøma, they want the way in, and that's the replacement for the Kraken right there. The tent and the Ultra Stand are a way to push a bit more fragile than the Kraken, but they still allow you to push unless there's a suction into your tent right there. And that's 2 picks onto Chrøma in the beginning. The Hardy Pirates, they're in control of mid right now. That's a lot of room to paint and to pick up clams.
Yeah, they have a lot of clams already. 15 clams in the first 30 seconds is incredible right now, and they're still getting picks right now. It's 3 versus 3, but Chrøma is kind of locked on their plat a little bit. Their comp is much slower compared to what it was in the previous game, and Howdy Hat Pirates is more than willing to take that little edge and run with it now that they have that double dually, very aggressive comp here, and that Glooga's already starting to get set up to go down on the side of Chrøma here, and the Howdy Hat Pirates cruising and bruising right to that basket breaker here, and they're ready to get a few more clams in there with that super jump, with the power clam.
There are more clams going in. We are at 48 right now. Chrøma able to get that defense going. It's just the glue guys, and the glue guys know what to do. They know it's time to go back to give some space onto Chrøma, but that Viper is already down. Chrøma not able to step back into mid right now. Howdy had Pirates just back on the attack. Okay,
Squid K's been so good at finding these suction bomb picks onto the Tenderbrella. That's twice now this game alone that they've already been able to do that. And I mean, that's been so good at limiting what Cordy can do on that Tenderbrella, which makes it so much easier for the rest of the Howdy Hat Pirates to move. But right now, Chrøma has a lot of mid control, has a lot of clams at their disposal here, trying to get a push substantiated into the enemy basket, but their pencil's going to go down early, and the defensive crab is going to be popped by the Howdy Hat Pirates. Two are going to go down to the side of Chrøma, and they're going to be forced to retreat pretty quickly.
Yeah, right now, both teams are still fighting for mid, but the Howdy Hat Pirates are not wasting time, just taking ground as much as they can. Westy trying to deny, but has to jump out, dodging that bazooka in the process right there. And we're back to the drawing board. The tent is down again, and you don't want to see your tent go down first. They're supposed to go down last. Right now, Chrøma just scrambling to keep their platform, to keep that super clam, and it's already dead.
Yeah, Complete is just completely dominating right now on the enemy plat. Just so good at taking space with that splash wall there. And, I mean, Howdy Hat Pirates in a commanding position right now in terms of map control, and Chrøma has really struggled to leave their plat in the last 60 seconds, it seems. We're more than halfway done with this game already, and the Howdy Hat Pirates have just been holding such a dominating hold on this map right now. And Chrøma's really going to have to find some way to shake up this momentum.
And right now, Chrøma are struggling to set their pace, and the tent is harassed by Krill again. And there's more to come. Chrøma has to move back constantly because the Howdy Hat Pirates are just attacking over and over. As you were saying, like, they're just so much faster right now. It's so tough for Chrøma to get any space.
Yeah, exactly. Right now, Quill is already just chilling down there on that drop, waiting for someone to drop in, and two power claims are going to make it onto the enemy plat. Here comes Quill with a shot, just being so obnoxious on this flank angle right now, and Chrøma just barely has any room to stand to defend themselves. And here comes that Zuka, going to shred that tent shield, going to get the pick on his tent as well, and is going to pave the way for Fluffy to get that power claim into the basket. Three are going to go down onside the Howdy Hat Pirates. It's just going to be the pencil, which is probably going to jump out to spawn if they haven't already. But even still, Chrøma is just taking blow after blow at this point.
Yeah, I mean, the Pirates didn't score more points out of this push. It's just that they took so much time and energy out of Chrøma. There's just a minute left into that game, and Chrøma has yet to get a single push to open that basket. And right now, they're struggling to get in. The tent is down again. They're still looking for a way in, and that pencil on the side of the Pirates, making sure that mid is not safe for Chrøma right there.
Yeah, Hammer Throw is not going to be able to get rid of the crab there. Squid K is still going to be chilling on the enemy plat here, and is already going to drop in, trying to find some picks. It's able to find a trade with the shot player. Cordy trying to set up with a Tenderbrella once again. I mean, Cordy's really been struggling to get a ton of value for their team just because Howdy Hat Pirates have been so good at playing around the weaknesses of 10. And 25 seconds to go, Chrøma has two power guns at the ready. They have the resources to get a push going. They just have to get the picks, and they just have to get there.
Chrøma still struggling, and 3 down onto them with just 15 seconds left. It's going to be so tough. They need to save that super clam. They don't have a pity clam left. That super clam is their lifeline, the only way they get overtime right now. And all Howdy Hat needs to do to get qualified to Alpha Bracket is to just deny that super clam. And right now, that super clam is going to expire. That is game number 2.
Howdy Hat Pirates go up 2-0 in the set and are going to take the victory there over Chrøma. The set's not over yet. Howdy Hat Pirates still, the job is not done for either of these two teams. They have one final, last hurrah for day one, but Howdy Hat Pirates decisively taking this set here.
Yeah, that's the set for Howdy Hat Pirates, but it's not over. Chrøma, any game they win there could decide what bracket they're in, because it's all about this win percentage. How many games you take, and any game you take could decide anything could decide. Like it can be so close between these top teams. So if Chrøma is able to get Splat Zones on Umami, they improve their odds.
Yeah, they definitely improved their odds of making a bracket beta over Gamma at least. Howdy at Pirates, winning the set 3-0 would be a great way of like stamping their place in the alpha, because this is a pretty cutthroat low wing, so the tiebreakers might, genuinely decide which team makes alpha, which team makes beta out of the 5-1 teams. So Howdy at Pirates is going to be 5-1, Chrøma is going to be 4-2. So the tiebreakers, as they always are in low wing, are going to be pretty crucial in deciding the difference makers. But yeah, game 3 is going to be on Zones Umami here.
Yeah, Zones Umami. It's a pretty it's a pretty flat map that enables a lot. Maybe a better map for the tent if only Chrøma are able to let that tent do tent things, and if they're able to find that momentum thanks to the tent, maybe they can get this game, honestly.
Yeah, it's a pretty flat map. The dual zones make it pretty easy to contest mid. It's the only dual zones map that's currently played in the competitive rule set, although I have been hearing some whispers that Zones Undertow might be being pushed a little bit more after the rework. But regardless, it's currently the only split zones map that we have in the game right now, which means it's pretty easy to contest one zone and stop the enemy hold of it. But that just makes it all the more valuable if you are able to get a strong hold into, I don't know, let's say the 30s or the 20s.
Yeah, and there's always the risk that the opponent team not only gets the zones but manages to get forward if the opponent are able to set themselves up on your snipe and keep you in your spawn. It is so hard to get back in, and it requires a lot of coordination, a lot of special just to push out of your spawn if the opponent is good at keeping you out. But let's stop talking and let's start watching this last game of day 1.
Here we go. Scores are going to be settled. Was that... What was that I saw? Was that a Dynamo roll?
That's a Dynamo roller!
My goat, the S1 Classic? We're partying like it's 2016. Let's go!
The Dynamo roller is coming. Meanwhile, Chrøma, they bring the opposite roller. The Carbon is going alongside the tent to try to give a bit of speed to Chrøma, and that's going to be a way in. That Carbon is going to get a trade, is going to force Howdy at Pirates to give a bit of space right there.
Yeah, but already you're seeing how easy it is for Howdy at Pirates to contest a little bit. Just barely painting one of the two zones, and that's enough to stop Chrøma from getting any more points there. And 4v2 in favor of Howdy at Pirates means that Chrøma is really going to struggle to keep these zones. They're just going to fall. 10 is going to go down. 3 versus 3 on both sides here. Oh, and the roller battle is going to go in favor of Stribby of the Howdy at Pirates. And they're moving so far forward. The Dynamo gets a collateral in the enemy spawn. My goodness.
And having a Dynamo dancing in your spawn is the last thing you want to see if you're Chrøma right there. The Pirates are just going all in and forcing Chrøma in their spawn to defend, to try to get out, but it's not working so far. Chrøma have one down, are still looking for a way in. That Zuka needs to find a target, but the Zuka is not coming. Oh!
The crossfire Zuka from the Carbon, triple Zuka comp from Chrøma. They still have 2 Zukas on this respawn, but 15 points left to go on the zone timer. They might not even be able to use them. 2 members alive versus the 4 on the Howdy Hat Pirates is going to spell the end of the set and the end of day 1 of lowing. Howdy Hat Pirates take it 3-0 over Chrøma and are going to very likely be returning to the alpha bracket.
Yeah, quite a statement by the Pirates. Able to show, yeah, we're here to compete, we're here to win this, and they have pretty much their spot in Alpha guaranteed with a 5-1 and a 3-0 to end this. Great game. We'll probably see Chrøma in day 2, but in a lower bracket. Very nice try by them, but just not enough to make it.
Chrøma has definitely been improving very quickly. They should be very proud of themselves for how they played.
Yeah.
Going from winning FCIU not but 2 weeks ago into already going 4-2 in low ink and potentially very likely making a bracket in a low ink as cutthroat as this one. Absolutely something to be proud of.
Yeah. Yes, that's I mean, that's low for you. The best teams in low level are competing for the crown, and there aren't that many spots open for it. So even if you're a team the caliber of Chrøma, you have to wait another day. But they're making it to a bracket. They're putting their name out there. They're putting the super logo out there, honestly. And yeah, lovely to see. But let's look at the final round for all of Group A. Lots of teams haven't finished yet, but you can see for yourself. Yeah, we see a lot of good games.
Yeah, Big Fat Sea Cow's got the rebound on this. Is fine there. Very well done to them. You see at the bottom, Howdy Hat Pirates 3-0 over Chrøma. Yeah, Chrøma is definitely a name I'm going to keep watching out for, especially since you said, I believe, coached by Rice. I have a lot of faith in them. That's a very strong team, been improving very quickly. We're seeing a bunch of other sets. Squid Roll is going to be taking it 3-0 over Sheer Cold. Strawberry Soda going to be taking another 3-0 over Paradigm Starfish. So a lot of sets still yet to be determined, but a lot of sets being ended decisively. Going to be game 3 between Hibiscus and ASE Niji-K. I believe both those teams are 4-1 in terms of records, so that could be another very decisive set. So I don't know. A lot can still happen.
Lots could still happen, but I think that's the end for us, Pinky. I think it's time for us to say goodbye and to wait for day number 2 patiently. But before we go, can you plug yourself? Where can we find you?
Absolutely. You guys can find me at Twitter at BrokenPinky_, as always, where I just kind of be saying stuff, you know what I mean? But Pat, where can we find you?
Well, you can find me on Twitter too at patj_or_Tom. And that's pretty much it. And special thanks to Ellie, our wonderful, wonderful producer and observer. Thank you so much for the banger job.
Absolutely. Oh, and also I should say, I forgot. You can also find me at Low Tide City 2024. Which is going to be happening pretty soon. May 10th through 11th, I believe. So if you haven't come to a LAN yet and you're close to the area, I recommend it. It's a ton of fun. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching day 1 of Low Ink. Make sure to come back tomorrow for day 2, where we are going to crown a new champion. That being said, have yourselves a good one.